Of today's discussion, what on earth will we talk about on today's show?
Feels like a born day in June, if you ask me.
Sometimes the content gods just look out for you. And today would be one of those days when we're looking at topics to cover. 3 hours probably won't be enough. That's all we'll cover. Tyler and Will take over at 3 o'clock. We're excited to be with you on 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640, The Sports Monster in the Tri-Cities area. We invite you to join us today. You can call or text in 865-656-9900 with the major news that happened in college football yesterday afternoon. Chris Lowe, friend of the program, one of the best in the business covering college football, had the story to ESPN.com, Nick Saban retiring. Many have wondered, when will he be out? When will he decide to hang it up? And he made the decision yesterday, just before a team meeting.
This your coffee?
It's time to go. That's mine right there.
You know, you're supposed to pour something out.
Not around electronics.
You got to pour something out, man. I mean, you got Bama fans dropping off oatmeal pies and Cokes at Nick Saban's statue. You would have thought Nick Saban passed away yesterday. And so I just feel like you need to pour something out. Get a 40 ounce, pour a little something out for the homies, because apparently Nick Saban passed away yesterday. Did not know that. I thought he just retired.
I want interviews with the people that dropped off the boxes or the box of Little Debbie cakes. The people who dropped off the Coca-Cola product.
No, I don't want interviews with them. I want interviews with the people that's been outside the statue chanting that they don't want Dabo. That's who I want to talk to. You don't want a two-time national champion to replace a coach that won 6 championships? You would rather have a coach with 0 championships?
If I understood the chants correctly, they said anyone but Dabo.
Oh, really? I got an idea.
Anyone but an alum who has won multiple national championships, including beating us.
That's what it's about.
To be able to win.
I got an idea.
Okay.
I got 2.
Is this a real idea, or is this a Jason Swain idea?
Why can't a Jason Swain idea be a real idea?
Well, we'll find out.
I don't like how you worded that. I got 3 candidates.
Okay. Let me write
All
this down.
have worked for Nick Saban, and I'm pretty sure Nick Saban would approve.
Okay.
Because he approved for them to be on their staff. Number 1.
Yep.
Lyle Jones.
Some know him as Butch. Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay. He's under contract at Arkansas State.
I'm sure Alabama can handle the buyout.
Okay.
Number 2, Derek Dooley.
Okay.
Number 3, probably going to be harder to get done, Jeremy Pruitt.
Coach at Florida State and Georgia.
Yeah. Great fit. They know the culture at Alabama. I'm sure they know plenty of Alabama boosters. One of them or 2 of them may know where the secret coffee is found. But I think it would be a great move by Alabama. I'm sure many SEC fans would agree with me, who are not Bama fans, by the way.
So I was right. That was a Jason Swain list right there.
Yeah, and it's a good list. Of course, it's a Jason Swain list. I'm the one that's giving you the list. It's not anybody else's list, but I promise you, my list is identical to a lot of people's list too.
Yeah, we could probably find some listeners, friends of the program, that would be on board to endorse your list. Jordan texted in from McMinnville. I heard there was a flood watch in Alabama. Roll, Tears, roll.
This is what I know.
Okay.
They're going to hire a good coach. But he won't be Nick Saban. That's what I know. And I'm okay with that. Because his last trip to Neyland Stadium was an L. and a Tennessee football coach was able to beat Nick Saban before he retired. So if you Josh Heupel and you heard the news, you're like, yes! Wish you would have beat him last year. I'm sure he wanted to do the same thing. 1-2 versus Nick Saban. But he is 1-2. And the previous head coaches at Tennessee, 0-for. Outside of, after Coach Fulmer. Well, I think Coach Fulmer was 0-for when Saban was at Bama. Fulmer beat him when he was at LSU.
Right. It's a special sport. It's unlike any other. If you try to explain the world of college football, either through its history or the current state of it, to somebody who knows nothing about college football, it's an impossible task. There's no way to explain what college football is to somebody who doesn't know anything about college football and accurately portray it. I enjoyed, I laughed, I just had a good time seeing Tennessee fans taking a victory lap because the last game at Neyland Stadium against Nick Saban was a Tennessee win in spectacular fashion, by the way. 52-49, game-winning field goal as time expired when he went 16-1 against Tennessee as Alabama's head coach. Tennessee fans rejoice. The SEC and college football rejoices, while I also see a lot of people showing the respect that's deserved for what he was able to do. But unless they hire Kirby Smart,
You could do both.
which they're not going to, there will be a drop-off.
You can do both. You can show respect and be happy.
Absolutely.
Like
That's the beauty of the sport. I'm not being sarcastic in anything that I'm saying here. That is the beauty of the sport, that you can celebrate, be excited, even take a victory lap knowing the success that he had and still say, you know what, he's the best. He's the best that did it. All of that can happen in one single conversation.
I had a tweet yesterday I thought was just a John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Zakai Ziegler lob. It reads from Cole Adams, "You're a sick individual if you're happy Nick Saban retired." Immediately I start to cough. Got a fever, cold sweat, congested in my chest, earache. I got sick all of a sudden. It was weird. It was weird. And then this morning I'm fine, man. I'm good. Must have been the tussin, vitamin C. Maybe that good old Tennessee spring water that Georgia's been trying to steal for the last couple of years. You ain't getting it. But I feel great this morning, man. A little sick yesterday. I don't know why, but I'm good now.
So when you saw Chris Lowe's report boom throughout the world of college football, did a shower of sadness not wash over you immediately?
No, it was excitement. It was jubilation. It was joy, glee. What other adjective can I use here? I was very thrilled. I was very happy. I am tired of Nick Saban being a coach at Alabama. I respect his greatness.
17 years. His tenure was about to enter senior year, graduation year. That's how long
Yeah.
he was the head coach at Alabama.
Like I use a lot of quotes from Nick Saban. I respect him as a champion, and he's a legend. And I learn from Nick Saban. Don't get me wrong. Like I pay attention to what he says. I pay attention to his success. It's just so happened that he was the coach at Alabama, and so I am glad that he's no longer the coach. And if you think for 1 second that he's not going to at least have a little bit of input of who may be the head coach next season, I think you'd be very, very naive. Nick Saban has influenced a Tennessee athletic director and 2 head coaches here in Knoxville at the University of Tennessee. Probably going to have some type of impact on who Alabama hires next.
We will help Swain mourn the loss of a longtime coach in the SEC.
He alive, Josh.
I can't confirm based on the video evidence I've seen online.
Those gumps down there, man.
The people gathering at the statue. There's a bag of ice. What was the ice for?
I guess to keep the Coke cold. It's 30 degrees outside. You don't need that, Gumps. It's cold outside. I don't get it. Give me some toilet paper, man. I might go down to Auburn and join in on the fun. Let's roll a couple trees.
Charlie in Rutledge says, what about the Big O, Ed Orgeron? He's a former staff member at Tennessee.
What about him?
You like him as a candidate there at Bama?
He's a championship-winning coach. No. You say what you want to say about Ed Orgeron. He still won a national championship.
Butch Jones isn't?
Butch Jones has never won a championship as a head coach.
Tax Slayer championship? Life championship?
That don't count.
That's multiple rings.
That don't count.
Put the banners up.
No, they're not up. They're not up because they don't count. They don't count, Josh.
We'll regroup.
Pruitt, Jones, short list. My preferred short list. I think I speak for a lot of Tennessee fans when I say that.
The Swain consulting firm, available for hire if Greg Byrne needs it. We want to hear what you have to say. What do you think? Nick Saban retiring, Bill Belichick on his way out in New England. A 24-hour period of coaching greatness moving on. We'll move on here on Josh and Swain and invite you to be a part of the show. Call or text in 865-656-9900 to join on Josh and Swain.
If there's intelligent life out there somewhere, there's streaming 99.1 The Sports Animal. Guaranteed.
What if you could get a 365 days comfort guarantee to adjust the firmness or softness of your mattress? What if you could get a two-sided flippable mattress at factory direct pricing? What if it came with a warranty of up to 20 years? What if you could watch your mattress being handmade right here in the Knoxville factory? You can at Brothers Bedding Mattress Factory. Brothers Bedding understands what it means to be local, high quality, excellent service, and a name you can trust for over 85 years. BrothersBedding.com.
Enrichment Federal Credit Union makes it easy to get funds for any type of loan. Auto, mortgage, credit card, personal loans, and more. Best of all, the entire process can be done safely and securely online without ever leaving your home. Apply online today at enrichmentfcu.org. It takes about 5 minutes to fill out most loan applications. If you need additional help, you can text or video chat directly with a loan professional. Getting the funds you need has never been easier with Enrichment Federal Credit Union.
Managing your online presence takes time, effort, and expertise. It can overwhelm even the savviest business owner. So, meet Cumulus Boost. We're experts at boosting the online presence for businesses of every type. We make sure potential customers can easily find you and really like what they find. Your website, online listings, consumer reviews, and more. Cumulus Boost. Online at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
You're in pain, your neck hurts, your back hurts, your ankles hurt, your joints hurt, any joint pain. Don't go through another year with all that stuff. Get with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. And I mean that. Your body, it has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, but QC Kinetics can make it happen for you. And they do it with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. The future of this pain treatment is here with QC Kinetics. Tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country with arthritis pain, injury pain, any joint pain. Get your life back and get that free consultation. Get a second opinion. Don't let them tell you drugs and steroids and surgery are your only options. QC Kinetics wants to help you right now. Appointments available next week. Clinics in Farragut and Powell. 865-238-4799. That's 865-238-4799. QC Kinetics, 865-238-4799.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Should all the acquaintance be forgot and dirty carpets too? Tyler Ivins, I can't carry a tune in a bucket, but I can tell you if you use my name when you schedule at Zero Res, you can start 2024 off the right way with fresh, fluffy carpets thanks to our friends at Zero Res. You can pick up the telephone and you can give them a ring, 865-816-5250, and when you mention me from the Sports Animal, you're going to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a hallway cleaned for free for just $109. ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Josh and Swain, thanks for being with us today. Let's see. Les Miles is Jacob's suggestion from Clarksville.
For Alabama?
For Alabama. Alabama's the job.
We don't want coaches who won a championship already.
I just went over the resume of
What are we doing,
one of
guys?
your candidates, but that's fine. Phone line's coming up in a moment. Your reaction to the news, Nick Saban retiring, and thoughts on what Alabama might do next. How many Alabama fans does it take to change a light bulb? 100. 1 to change the bulb and 99 to stand around and talk about how much brighter the old bulb was.
Yeah.
That in the text box.
That's going to happen here in a little bit.
We have several texts asking,
Thoughts and prayers to the new head coach.
what about Lane?
They're not hiring Lane.
I don't think they're hiring Lane either.
Those shenanigans that he pulled at Alabama, I doubt it.
He just landed another running back yesterday to, I guess, help replace another player, this time a running back, to help replace Judkins. That doesn't mean he couldn't leave, of course. But no,
he can leave at the worst time. We know that.
There's some evidence to that. That's correct. But I think in this case, he's going to be Ole Miss's coach next year. Could be proven wrong, but I would bet on that one.
How much you want to bet Lane wants to be the coach at Alabama?
That's a different conversation.
Right. That's enough Lane talk. That's enough.
I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, that's enough. Next comment, Josh. Next topic.
Someone should let Alabama know about a fantastic coach that stands on business. This one being Shane Beamer. So not drink. Beamer. Does he stand on business? Beamer Bama ball is Nathan's hashtag.
I saw a tweet from a South Carolina fan that tweeted at Alabama football and says, please don't take Beamer from us. Sir, you have nothing to worry about.
You're all good there.
You are good.
Another question in the text box. What does Saban retiring do for Tennessee's chances with quarterback George McIntyre? It increases them
good.
From 100 to 100 and some change.
Yeah, we're good.
He's going to choose Tennessee. It's a matter of when he does. Austin Price said yesterday he would be stunned if he hasn't. He didn't say chose Tennessee, but announces. And Austin has continued to say Tennessee's in the best position. Anyway, he's going to choose Tennessee, and Austin's expectation is he does it within the next 2 weeks.
You know how, like, you're getting out of college, or you could have a job, and you've put in, like, 5 different offers, right? 5 different resumes to 5 different jobs, and you get 5 offers. Then you go and you look at, all right, what's the best offer? And you pick the one offer you think is best. And then you try to wait and say, all right, let's see if another offer is going to come that's better. Do I feel more passionate about the offer that I've settled on? And a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by. You're like, no, nothing's better. I don't have that same feeling. I don't have the stronger feeling. Then you pick that school, or pick that job. That's kind of how it is being a recruit. Like, at one point I settled on Michigan, and I compared every other school to Michigan. Like, oh, man, went to Georgia. Not Michigan. Went down to Alabama, Auburn a couple of times. Just not Michigan. Then I came to Tennessee on my visit. I was like, yeah, this better than Michigan. Like, I feel stronger about this school than Michigan. And then Michigan was second, and then Tennessee was first. And then a couple of days went by. I was like, well, do I feel stronger about another school than Tennessee? And the answer was no. Tennessee was the choice. I think for George McIntyre, he's done that with Tennessee weeks and weeks ago. Like, nothing has been able to surpass Tennessee in his eyes. And he's open to a school stepping up and being that for him, but I don't think any school has matched Tennessee.
George McIntyre is a big-time quarterback prospect in the 2025 class, the next class that will sign. He's a rising senior in high school. We say hello to Neil on Josh and Swain. Neil, thanks for hanging on. Good afternoon. What do you make of the Alabama situation with Nick Saban retiring?
Nearly.
I'm not glad he's retired. I'd rather play the best, but I would be shocked. My first phone call would be Urban Meyer in a heartbeat. That'd be my phone call.
Well, that makes a lot of sense for obvious reasons. I've yet to see anybody report they think Urban will be in play there.
Right, and I really agree with what Swain said that Nick Saban's going to have a lot of input. I mean, this guy waited until the portal was closed, the recruiting class was in, and everything before he did this. So I think he's probably hand-picking whoever the next coach is.
Yeah, but there's also a 30-day window where players can just move on and go to a different school.
Yeah, and they'll be able to leave because he retired.
Right.
Yeah, players can leave within the conference.
I mean, nothing would shock me. It wouldn't shock me to see Deion Sanders be the head coach. You know, it wouldn't shock me at all.
We've had a few Deion texts come in. They've done commercials together.
No, we don't want that. No, we don't need that. That's not what we need.
Hey,
all right, thanks.
Neil, appreciate the call.
Neil,
you think Deion can be in prime position to get that job?
That's not what I'm about to say. Neil, sir, you need to stop.
Neil wants to face the best. Why don't you?
Neil needs to stop. We've been facing the best for 17 years. Okay?
Uh-huh.
What is Tennessee's record against Nick Saban in the last 17 years?
Well, the advantage is to Nick at 16-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to keep running your head against the wall or not?
But Tennessee was in a position to build a winning streak at home against Nick Saban in 2024.
It sounds good when you say, I want to beat the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to too, but you haven't enough. Why? Because Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach ever. You beat him last year. Be happy with that, and be happy he's no longer coaching in Alabama. Come on, man.
We can maybe do this over the next 2.5 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few more names to cross off. You ready to cross one off?
What you got?
According to Matt Zenitz, who covers college football for 24/7 Sports, Dan Lanning will not be the coach at Alabama. He is staying at Oregon, according to sources. I don't know if there were reports or just message board rumors. I never saw for sure. I know message board rumors that he was in Tuscaloosa, so it says inaccurate. He was not there, and that he is staying at Oregon. So it's not an official cross-off, I guess, but Zenitz is pretty good. So he says Dan Lanning will not be the coach at Alabama. He is staying at Oregon.
I mean, I don't blame Dan Lanning.
I guess nothing's official until it's done because even Nick Saban said he will not be the coach at Alabama before he became that. I recognize the
he was also doing interviews.
The line I
with
used was the same.
5 minutes before he told his team he was retiring.
Right.
But if you're Dan Lanning, you have Phil Knight and Nike.
Yeah.
You can tear it up. You don't have to be in the SEC to win a championship. Michigan just proved that. You just have to be good enough when you play an SEC team to beat that team in the playoff to win a championship. But you don't have to be in the SEC. Urban Meyer proved that. Dabo proved that. twice, but that was not good enough for Bama fans. So, but you don't have to be in the SEC. So I get Dan Lanning staying at Oregon. A lot of resources up there, man. A lot of resources.
Yeah, Dan Lanning posted a video
Scarface?
promoting that he's staying. He is smoking a cigar at the end of the video. The Ducks aren't going anywhere. Hurry up. And I'm not leaving. There you go. Brett McMurphy wondering aloud, is the next coach to pay attention to Mike Norvell at Florida State? His name has gotten a lot of discussion. How would FSU fans feel if they didn't get into the playoff?
Sick.
Because Alabama was chosen over them, and then Mike Norvell were to jump ship and choose Bama over them?
I think they'll be fine because you know what they'll do? They'll make things right and go get Deion Sanders. That would be a perfect storybook ending right there. Travis Hunter, he can transfer again.
But he told Colorado, we're here.
Yeah, until
he's gone.
Until he's not. He's always sure wanted to coach at Florida State. I'm sure he was hurt when he was passed over. But if they call, he going to tell them no?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm sure the fans, that will be their first choice, will be Deion, if Norvell goes to Alabama. But, yeah, that would be tough, man.
So Dan Lanning's out. He posted a video. He timed it out, I guess, for the start of our show. He posted it during the first segment of today's show.
Is that why you got that green pen?
That and for our friends down the hallway celebrating 70 years of WIBK. So, yeah, both.
All right. Oregon Green. Your boy Dan Lanning. Let me hook up Josh and Swain.
Yeah, it can be Oregon Green because they use all different shades.
Well, that's the original green.
Yep. All right, so mark him off. Maybe Mike Norvell the next to watch. Deion, I doubt it. Lane, strongly doubt it. Who else have we been talking about? Dabo? People have spoken.
All eyes on Dabo.
What do you say? 865-656-9900 to join us as we continue. Next to VFL Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward. This is Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster.
Now you can text the Sports Animal. Try it out. 865-656-9900. Text us. 865-656-9900. That's 865-656-9900 to text the Sports Animal. The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on the Sports Animal.
Alabama head coach Nick Saban is retiring from coaching football after the Crimson Tide won the SEC championship this season and lost to Michigan in the college football playoff semifinal. Nick Saban, widely regarded as one of the best coaches in the history of the sport. He is a 7-time national champion and never had a losing season in 28 seasons as a college head football coach. And Patriots head coach Bill Belichick is leaving New England after 24 seasons with the Patriots. He is a 6-time Super Bowl champion, regarded as one of the best coaches in NFL history, and finishes his tenure in New England with a record of 266 wins and 121 losses. Native Design and Hardscape is Knoxville's premier landscaping and hardscape designer. They're ready to turn your home or business outdoor space into reality. Your new outdoor space awaits. Native Design and Hardscape, making backyard dreams come true. Schedule a consultation today at nativetn.com. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Hey, this is Heather. Raise your hand if your britches are fitting a little tight after the holidays. Yeah, my hand is up. It's time to get back in the gym at Ford Sanders Health and Fitness Center. If you have not tried Ford Sanders Health and Fitness Center yet, what are you waiting on? You are absolutely going to love it. And you can take advantage of a free 3-day trial membership right now. Go to FSHFC.com. Try it for free because I'm telling you, you're going to love it. They've got everything you need to get in shape this year. The indoor heated pool, over 85 group fitness classes, a full weight room with machines and free weights, and every piece of cardio equipment you could want. Plus, they've got a newly renovated basketball court if you want to get some shots up. That's where you're going to find Josh. They've got racquetball, tennis courts inside and out, and even a running track. Plus, they've got the ever popular pickleball. And parents, you can get your workout in because childcare is free with that family membership. And all the memberships are month to month with no long-term contracts. Give them a call today at 531-5000 or visit FSHFC.com.
announcement.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
691-1211. That's the number you need to call to change your financial future. That number gets you to Steve Vasgard Wealth and Retirement Strategies. Everyone in East Tennessee knows Steve Vasgard's work. Steve shows you how to grow your wealth without using the stock market. What if I told you you can earn 6 to 7% with no risk, no losses? That's not too good to be true. Steve has been doing this for decades. He can do it for you as well. All you have to do is call Steve Vasgard at 865-691-1211. 691-1211. Steve will send you a no-obligation video that explains the entire process. It's under 4 minutes long, no risk, no obligation. Let Steve show you how to protect your nest egg without stock market volatility. And the best part, Steve Vasgard Wealth and Retirement Strategies will never charge you a fee. 865-691-1211, 691-1211, or find out more online at wealthwithwisdom.com.
You're in pain, your neck hurts, your back hurts, your ankles hurt, your joints hurt, any joint pain. Don't go through another year with all that stuff. Get with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. And I mean that. Your body, it has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, but QC Kinetics can make it happen for you. And they do it with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. The future of this pain treatment is here with QC Kinetics. Tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country with arthritis pain, injury pain, any joint pain. Get your life back and get that free consultation. Get a second opinion. Don't let them tell you drugs and steroids and surgery are your only options. QC Kinetics wants to help you right now. Appointments available next week. Clinics in Farragut and Powell. 865-238-4799. That's 865-238-4799. QC Kinetics, 865-238-4799.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Mostly sunny skies for our Thursday afternoon, a high near 52. Overnight, we fall down to 30 with partly cloudy skies. It's a WVLT First Alert weather day for your Friday. Gusty in the morning with strong winds in the afternoon, especially into the mountains. We also increase our rain chances with heavy downpours as well as we move into the afternoon. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Granger.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. Whether you're facing divorce, injury, or any legal strife has come your way, there's one call to make to Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group, 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
The hottest sports stories of the day broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Josh and Swain, thanks for being with us on social media. Connect on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Give us a follow at Josh and Swain.
Connect.
We'll get to some Tennessee basketball as well. Could have gone better last night. Vols fought back in the second half. Mississippi State got the win.
I'm about to jump, Josh. I'm about to jump. I'm going to the Henley Street Bridge right now.
Well, you know, when you lose a midweek game in early January, that tells you where the season's going, especially when three of the other four top five teams go down as well in the same 24-hour period.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm kidding.
Another case where multiple
football.
things can be true at one time. It can be true that that's no good to lose the game, but it should not have a great impact on what happens the rest of the way. Go beat Georgia on Saturday on the road. Get ready to come back home. You'll play. I mean, Mississippi State has a good chance to be an NCAA tournament team.
I'll make this one comment. We'll get to the phones.
Yeah.
I'll say this, and we'll get back to this conversation. We have a big man problem going up against physical big men. In all 4 of our losses, we have been unable to contain the big man from the opposing team, number one. Number two, just observations from last night's game. You had your super seniors that didn't give you enough offensively. Like, there's seniors that should be able to give you some stuff in big games, but super seniors don't really have an excuse. And that's kind of what happened last night. But we'll get back to that.
We'll invite your calls and texts, 865-656-9900. Texts flooding in. We appreciate all the interaction. Also, Chris Lowe, who broke the story yesterday for ESPN.com with a story today talking to Nick Saban. If you had to guess, what was the first thing Nick Saban did on his first day after retirement?
He went back to his office to clean his office out, get his Debbie cakes.
He went into the office, but it was to get some work done.
What work?
He told Chris Lowe, I want to be there for the players, for the coaches, anything I can do to support them during this transition. There are a lot of things to clean up to help as we move forward. I'm still going to have a presence here at the university in some form and trying to figure out all that and how it works. This is a place that will never be too far away from Miss Terry's and my hearts, talking to Chris Lowe. So not a surprise that he was there, but it is kind of funny the morning after retirement, of course.
Just move.
Nick Saban back in the
Move
office
away
there in
from
Tuscaloosa.
Alabama.
Betty is on the phone lines, and we say hello now. Betty, thank you for calling in. Good afternoon. What's on your mind today?
Go to Florida.
Well, I'm old enough to remember when Bear Bryant retired, and everybody in Alabama thought the world was coming to an end. They did have some really down seasons after that, and as you said earlier, a legend is hard to follow, so I'm not looking for anybody to take over for Nick Saban that's going to be successful right away. And I think Nick Saban was tired of all of the mess with the college system and unlimited transfers through the portal. You know, it's not football anymore.
It's a hot mess, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not the college football you've known, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
that anybody's known.
not at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hot mess. No doubt about it. And,
Yep, and replacing a legend, not easy. I'm sure that's something that was at least in consideration if Dan Lanning had an opportunity, or any coach that is looking at that opportunity has to consider. There are a lot of things that are positive, but there is a challenge that comes with the job as well.
Yes.
Well, Betty, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope everyone tells him no. I hope they try to hire Dave Dorn and he says no. That'd be great.
Scott Frost has a national title, as pointed out in the text box.
Yeah. Oh, man. Y'all need to stop.
Swain, does he not?
Only because Danny White is AD at Tennessee.
Okay.
He does.
Making sure you're ready to acknowledge. We could be proven wrong here, Swain and I both. There's a first time for everything, right? Brandon in northwestern Indiana, regular listener and texter of the show. We appreciate you. Texted in, I live an hour outside of Chicago. Anyone I talk to up here thinks it will be Kiffin, as do I. We could be wrong. I don't see it working out that way. Now, also, Kiffin was not the first choice or the second, or I don't know where he ended up on the list when he went to USC.
Didn't you just read what Nick Saban said he gonna be doing?
Having his fingerprints and helping with the transition?
So when Lane Kiffin left Alabama, he was fired.
Yeah, he was told to get on out.
Yeah, like
before the title game.
We're gonna do this without you. I don't see it. I just don't see that.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Rocky Top GA says it's time for Bama to kick the tires on Mike Gundy.
Oh, yeah, it's time for him to get a new raise.
Congrats to all the coaches that will get raises and the agents that will benefit. Jimmy Sexton.
Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah.
He about to get paid.
Yep. This is an interesting name to me, and I'm sure others as well. Randall says, Kalen DeBoer and his record, I don't want him in the SEC. I think the world of Kalen DeBoer. I think he's terrific.
He's a star.
Yeah. Now we can ask the question.
A star too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
How would DeBoer handle what he would be taking on and replacing Nick Saban? I don't know, but he would also be doing that with a bunch of really good players. So you could do a lot worse than Kalen DeBoer.
Imagine whoever the next head coach is being constantly reminded 50 times a day. Nick didn't do that. That's not what Nick does. Saban doesn't do that. Well, Saban does it another way. He doesn't open his oatmeal cream pie that way. He doesn't eat it like that. He doesn't drink his Coke like that. He doesn't walk that way. He doesn't wear that type of blazer. Like, everything you do is going to be compared to Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So, good luck with that.
Now, what would Saban do to anyone who did that to him? So-and-so did this, so-and-so did that.
What do you mean?
He would have that person shot to the sun. So if you take that job and somebody says that to you, you have to have them shot to the sun, as long as it's not Greg Byrne, your boss.
All I know is...
Because you know what everybody else would say? That's exactly what Saban would have done. Then they'd be on board. That's how you have to do it.
There's only one coach that's publicly said that him and Saban think alike. That's an automatic hiring right there.
Well, that would back up the latest text that came in 2 minutes ago. Butch Jones is available.
They think alike. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
I like how you're trying to help a former University of Tennessee staff member.
I'm not trying to help them. I want them to hire the worst candidate possible so that way we can beat them.
Finish this sentence or slogan. To be the best, you have to
win in the championship game. You don't have to beat the best. Michigan didn't beat Georgia. Georgia was the best team all year.
Alabama did that for Michigan so that Michigan could have a slightly more favorable matchup in the semifinal.
Yep.
And then beat Washington, who Michigan was favored by 4.5 points to beat.
Yeah, you can miss me with the Ric Flair quotes, okay? Because they don't apply here. You just have to win in the championship game.
But when Nick Saban retired, Jason Swain said, "Woo! We'll come back here." Talking Nick Saban's retirement, a leading candidate to replace Bill Belichick in New England as well, with him on the way out. We'll get to all of that here on Josh and Swain.
The Sports Animal Stream now has streaming-only giveaways. Listen daily to The Sports Animal Stream for keywords to text in for a chance to win.
Phoenix Conversions. You love your home truck, work truck, SUV. You want it tricked out, fixed up, VIP. You need it modified, personalized. To get it like you want, you gotta take it to the guys at Phoenix Conversions. Hands down, no contest. Phoenix Conversions, when it has to be the best.
The big dog of heating and cooling is now looking for more techs to join the pack. Chancey & Reynolds is now hiring HVAC duct mechanics and technicians, providing a great benefits package, paid vacation and holidays. These are full-time positions for those who want a career, not just a job. Chancey & Reynolds, in business for more than 40 years, is a York Heating and Air specialty company. Apply in person at 614 Van Street or call 865-525-5076.
The big dog of heating and cooling. The big dog. Chancey & Reynolds.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I've lost 76 pounds, and I want to brag about it. Hey, what's up? It's Tyler Ivins. You know me. That's right. Brag Weight Loss and Wellness has absolutely been a game changer. Not only have I lost 76 pounds in the beginning, during the pandemic, I put more than half of that weight back on, and I've successfully lost it again, all thanks to Dr. Terry Bragg. And they're so proud to be Strong Science certified, ensuring that you'll lose 40 pounds in just 40 days. And better yet, you'll sustain it. If you're ready to transform your life and brag about it, visit bragweightlossandwellness.com to start your Strong Science certified journey to a healthier you.
If you're suffering and there's a safe, natural, easy-to-use solution to help make you feel better, wouldn't you at least want to try it? That's why millions of people use Navage nasal care to help relieve their symptoms of sinus congestion, allergies, snoring, and other nasal-related problems. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Candace, a verified Navage user who writes, "This is the greatest invention ever made. I truly can't believe the difference and the relief it has made in my sinus problems. Thank you," unquote. Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetQL. Two top offenses meet in college basketball tonight. The BetQL model still thinks the total is in play. Last year's Final Four Cinderella, Florida Atlantic, still boasts an elite offense, ranking in the top 20 in effective field goal percentage. Tulane loves to push the pace, ranking 17th in tempo on the season. Today's BetQL five-star best bet is to take the over between FAU and Tulane. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL, and download the BetMGM app.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Thanks for being with us on Josh and Swain. Sun is shining here in East Tennessee on Big Orange Nation, some would argue. Had a text, hey, the Saban era ends when the Nico era begins.
Oh, man. They're still going to be good.
No sport like it.
Bama's still going to be good, but they won't be the same.
We have a vote for Dabo saying that he would do as well as Jimbo did in the SEC.
Yeah, Dabo wouldn't do well there. I'm sorry. He wouldn't.
Probably not, unless he were to reinvent himself the way some have suggested he should, knowing he would have to at Alabama. But that's not a bet I'm willing to make.
You can say what Dabo said to, what's the dude named Tyler in Spartanburg? That what his name was?
Yeah.
You can say that in your little coaching show when you've won 2 championships, but say that in your first year after you lose a game you're not supposed to lose. Like, you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, but Dabo will say something. He will spout off because he's going to tell you how he thinks.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is one thing I appreciate about Dabo, but I don't think it's going to work.
Early lines I saw, there were some way too early lines for college football games. In the opener, Clemson a 12.5-point underdog against Georgia.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like, if Alabama were to call, I would be quite interested if I'm Dabo. Whether it would work or not, I don't know, but I would be interested on his side.
Yeah, I want to see a Sweeney Sunday down there in Tuscaloosa.
Is that in reference to anything else? differing opinions on how it would go in the YouTube chat. You and I don't think it'll be Kiffin, but let's say that it were to get to Kiffin for whatever reason. Rob says Kiffin would be terrible at Alabama. Richard says Kiffin would not be someone I would want at Alabama because it wouldn't faze him to follow Saban. He wouldn't be fazed by he's already had to replace a legend once, not to the same level, but Pete Carroll was legendary in what he did at USC. Lane had been there before, but he said, bring it on. I want to go back there and take that on.
Job.
Yeah. So I agree with that part, that he wouldn't be fazed by, well, this is what Nick did. Lane's going to do what Lane's going to do.
It's just hard for me to believe that Nick Saban will let that happen.
I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be Lane.
Yeah. I just don't believe that.
I get why people bring up the idea. I don't think Nick's bringing up the idea. And what Nick says is going to have a huge impact.
Well, to keep Sarkisian at Alabama, remember, they were going to try to make him like the coach in waiting. But Texas called.
Yeah.
And can't pass up Texas. And you would be crazy to leave Texas for Alabama if you're Sark, too.
Little more than 2 minutes in the hour. Alan Bell coming up. We'll see what he thinks about some of those odds that are out there on coaches to replace Nick Saban. Right now we say hello to Chris on Josh and Swain. Chris, thanks for calling in. What do you think about it all?
Well, I'm a big Saban fan. I'm not an Alabama fan whatsoever. But my question is this. Whoever they get to replace him, how much leniency will they have, and how fast will they get fired if they lose more than 2 games in a season? And I'll hang up and listen.
Chris, thanks. There will be pressure on the next coach at Alabama.
Let me answer that question by taking us back down memory lane when Nick Saban lost 2 games in the regular season, when he lost after losing to LSU last year. And there's Bama fans that were saying that the game had passed him by and it was time for him to retire. Like, someone who hasn't won a championship comes in there and they lose 2 games before November. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of noise for sure around that coach.
That's why the next coach has to fully understand and appreciate in some ways the scrutiny that comes with the job.
But the good thing is you can still lose 2 games and go to the playoff.
That's also true.
This is why it's the perfect timing for Alabama to transition to another coach.
Yeah, last year's team, the 22 team that lost to Tennessee and lost to LSU on the final plays of the games.
Yeah, they're 1-12.
Still would have been in the playoff.
Yeah.
They still would have had a shot at the national title.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the good thing about this coaching search if you are Alabama.
Yeah, and there will be some defections. I'm sure there will be some players that decide to leave. The next coach will still inherit one of the best rosters in college football. So there are obvious advantages to taking the job. There are some obvious challenges that will come with it as well. We'll continue the discussion around Alabama, around Bill Belichick, around Tennessee basketball after last night's game. We'll come back to begin hour number 2 of Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal and The Sports Monster.
Experience the best attractions and restaurants East Tennessee has to offer at unbeatable prices with our sweet deal of the week. Don't miss out. Check out 991thesportsanimal.com and click on Sweet Deal.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Wilson Brothers Plumbing. It's a great company led by great people that are focused on making sure they do great work for you. I can tell you that from the personal experience that I've had relying on Wilson Brothers Plumbing at my home. They helped with a problem that we had on one occasion a little less than a year ago with an underground leak. They helped with a project that we were planning. They can also help with preventing problems from occurring. Right now, we are dealing with cold temperatures. Look at the forecast for the next week or so, next 10 days. We have some extreme cold weather that's coming in. They can help with preventative maintenance at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. They can assess potential problems that you might occur. If you want to get out in front of those problems, if you want to make sure that you have protection for problems that you could deal with, they can identify the high-risk items and offer same-day solutions for you at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. So if you would like to get out in front of whatever problem could occur, call Wilson Brothers Plumbing at 865-415-1537 or go online to wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers, the proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
Chronic pain can be very bossy. What do I mean?
It tells you what you can or can't do. Sometimes it even has the audacity to keep you from working.
I missed almost 3 weeks of work, and I was no longer able to play tennis. The pain was really debilitating sometimes. I missed Thanksgivings.
Abby was ready to put the bossy bad back in her past. And that's when she discovered QC Kinetics and their non-surgical treatments for pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine with tens of thousands of satisfied patients, people who have experienced real lasting relief without drugs and without surgery.
It has just been the most life-changing, amazing experience. Not only life-changing, but career-saving. I get to continue to do the career that I love. I'm playing tennis again.
Stop letting that joint pain boss you around. Start with a free consultation at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 865-238-4799. That's 865-238-4799. 865-238-4799.
You're gonna drive to Oak Ridge Nissan.
Hey, East Tennessee. I wanted to say thanks for making Oak Ridge Nissan East Tennessee's #1 volume Nissan dealer in 2023 again. And now it's time for our Fresh Start sales event. Start your 2024 in a brand new Oak Ridge Nissan. We've got Nissan Sentras for $239 a month, or Nissan Kicks for $289 a month. Or how about a Nissan Altima starting at $23,995, or up to $12,000 off dealer price on new Nissan.
You like New Year's resolutions? Well, how about something that actually works?
Like up to $8,000 over Kelly Blue Book so we can pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
If you've had a few bumps in the road, slow credit, bad credit, even recent bankruptcy, no problem. Everybody rides at Oak Ridge Nissan. I said everybody. So make that 10-minute drive to save thousands of dollars during Oak Ridge Nissan's Fresh Start sales event, because everyone knows fresh is healthier, and that's why
you're gonna drive to Oak Ridge Nissan.
A farm, a family, and a tradition of premium fresh sausage that's lasted almost a century. Using only the freshest ingredients and finest cuts of meat for flavor that is locked in instantly. Each bite of Swaggerty's Farm sausage transports you back to a warm, cozy southern kitchen, leaving you satisfied and ready to take on the day. Swaggerty's Farm, quite possibly the best tasting sausage in America. Now available at your local retailers.
Hey Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Farragut at 865-675-3999.
This is WNML-FM Friendsville, WNML-AM Knoxville, Cumulus Media Stations, broadcasting worldwide from the Budweiser Studios. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Bogish with a CBS Sports Minute sponsored by Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. One estimate says Nick Saban might have been worth as much as $1 billion to Alabama because the football success led to a large increase in application, many of which came from out of state, and those kids pay higher tuition. Is there a better investment than sports for a school? I don't think so. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day, from comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast. Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Zero Res carpet cleaning's the right way to clean. ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. East Tennessee, born and raised. If you're facing legal troubles, make the call to East Tennessee's local law firm, Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group. Call 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
Hour number 2 of Josh and Swain is here. Thank you for being with us. 2 hours to go. Tyler and Will coming up at 3 o'clock. We'll see what Alan Bell thinks about the vacancy now at Alabama as well as New England. That is a big story. Of course, Bill Belichick could continue coaching. Nick Saban is retiring. We'll see what happens with Bill. But also in New England, with that vacancy, the thought this morning was still Gerard Mayo is either a leading candidate or perhaps the guy that is the leader in the clubhouse. He's been coaching linebackers, helping lead that defense the last few years. Gerard Mayo is your former teammate at Tennessee, was a great Patriot playing linebacker, and has been a staff member since retiring. So Adam Schefter today saying Gerard Mayo, leading candidate to replace Bill Belichick in New England. That's something to pay attention to. VFL up there in New England. And right now we welcome to the show on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline, Alan Bell of Sportsline. Excuse me, not Sportsline. Alan, I apologize for that. That's a habit in my mind. AB3 in the driving line. Excuse me, Alan.
That's right.
Hey, you know what? It's all
yeah.
right. Hey, it's the off season right now. That's what it's for, right? You know, we just take reps, get better. It's all right.
Yeah, Saban say trust the process and be better, so I will moving forward in this segment. Driving the Line, go check that out, as well as the AB3 on YouTube. What did you think with the Nick Saban news? What does this mean for Alabama and looking for the next head coach who has a lot of opportunity but also a lot to replace in Nick Saban?
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating, right? I mean, first off, you know, that's a big job, and you don't ever want to be the guy who replaces the guy. You want to be the guy who replaces the guy who replaces the guy. I'm fascinated, especially if, you know, the reports are true that Dan Lanning, you know, is staying with Oregon. That was kind of the leading front runner, right? And I'm fascinated of where it goes from there. And then the domino effect, right? Of it's probably going to be a, you know, fairly high-profile named coach, and he's going to be leaving somewhere, which is going to open up somewhere else. But, you know, Nick Saban just being gone, I think most SEC fans are like, all right, I can live with that. We're good.
That's their reaction, Alan? They can just live with it?
I saw some text that said the king is dead. I think some people were happy about that.
I'm thinking about going on a 10-city tour around the SEC and have parades.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, Nick Saban lost his last ever game in Neyland Stadium.
Sure did.
Tennessee fans have taken the victory tour on that. What is the appropriate reaction? Let's say it's Tennessee fans who, you know, many are listening to the show right now, or SEC fans that are hoping to compete for SEC titles and playoff appearances now that it's a 12-team era. What's the appropriate reaction to the opportunity, still not knowing exactly who the replacement is yet for Nick Saban?
Well, I'll tell you this. Unless, you know, God himself comes down from heaven, it's not going to be a better coach than Nick Saban. So there you go. I think you could be happy about that and go from there. Now, they'll probably hire somebody good because it's a pretty, you know, attractive job. That being said, if Dan Lanning said no, it gets spicy after that, man.
Yeah, resources are there. The challenge of the job is there, too. So that will be something we continue to discuss this afternoon, and everybody is monitoring who replaces Nick Saban. Big NFL weekend coming up, plus changes. What do you think there with the jobs that have opened up so far? The latest would be the biggest one with Bill Belichick moving on, described as a mutual parting of ways. That situation's not great there, but the jobs that are open, that also includes close to where you are, the Tennessee Titans moving on from Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, you know, okay, so, you know, just sticking with Vrabel here, I mean, it's fascinating. You know, I was listening to what you were talking about with Gerard Mayo, you know, in New England, and you know, he's a big fan favorite, obviously, you know, a favorite inside the, you know, the franchise. If he's, you know, the favorite to get the job, where does Mike Vrabel go, right? And you know, there are only so many jobs that are out there. Yeah, the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Falcons, keep going on the list, but, man, I mean, you know, it seems tailor-made for Vrabel in New England, and if, you know, Gerard Mayo gets that job, which, you know, I hope that the guy does, man, like he's worked his tail off for it. I'm fascinated to see what Vrabel does there. The Seahawks job is going to be fascinating. I'm interested to see if they go offense or defense. You know, the Chargers, and what happens, okay, you know, you're just talking about Belichick, but we've got Jim Harbaugh that's probably going to be in this mix as well. I'm fascinated. There's some really good jobs out there and some interesting candidates. It's going to be one of those to where you kind of wait until the first domino falls, and then it's musical chairs. People are running to get jobs because once the first one hires, it goes quickly.
Alan, what do you think about the wild card weekend, are you expecting any upsets, any really good plays that you see potentially?
Yeah, we were just talking about that, right? So, you look at, the Browns and the Texans, right? I know that, the game is in Houston, but the Browns are favored. I could see Houston winning that game. The Rams and the Lions is a fascinating one. The Rams are playing excellent football, and nobody's talking about them. We always find that one team in the playoffs that, is kind of a danger that you don't want to play. That could be the Rams. But then again, man, the Lions could put up 30, 35, 40 on anybody, it seems. The Cowboys and the Packers, I mean, it feels like the Cowboys, should handle their business with that one. What do you do with the Bills minus 10 in weather that's going to be cold? And then the Dolphins and the Chiefs. I can't bet on the Dolphins. I can't do it. I can't trust them. I got to roll with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs might be my favorite play.
Yeah, all this trying to figure out what to do with these teams. The situation for the Chiefs looks so favorable. The pedigree of the Bills over the last few years, plus Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks, they still seem set up to be able to at least go on a run in the next couple weeks to try to challenge the Ravens. Do you see it that way or otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, their ceiling is so high, right? Like, they could come out, and I know that, it's a cliche of, like, any given Sunday or, whatever day that they're playing on, but, I mean, it really is with them. Like, they could come out and score 50 or they could come out and score 10. But, I mean, you just don't want to face it, right? Because when Josh Allen is on, he's on. And I'll tell you this, if anybody's looking to bet the Bills but you want to get out of that minus 10 spread, if you go to, like, BetMGM, you could put a same-game parlay together and bet the Bills' money line and a Josh Allen anytime touchdown for, like, plus 120. You get it at plus money. And, I mean, remember, yeah, he's their leading rusher. I mean, this guy does everything, right? So, there are ways to bring those numbers down. But, yeah, man, the Bills are dangerous, especially when it's at home and it's cold. Oof, good luck on that one.
We know the Ravens and the 49ers probably should be the two teams favorite to win the Super Bowl. Would you put the Bills at number 3?
Man, that one's tough. Honestly, man, I think I might put the Cowboys up there, man, because they are so hot at home, and they can, when they get on, I mean, not only offensively but defensively as well. Like, they can get after you. I would put the Cowboys. I wouldn't blame anybody, to put Buffalo out there, but for me, I believe in Dallas. I know that many a man has lost money and his mind doing that, but this team's pretty good this year.
Yeah, Alan Bell with us, AB3 driving the line. What do you make of that game itself, the Cowboys against the Packers? Packers are able to get in. Very young team, though, against a Cowboys team that surged as the season went along. Yeah,
I think this is a game that Dallas, they all understand exactly what time it is. From Mike McCarthy to Dak Prescott all the way down the roster. They're not young kids anymore, and they all get it. I think that this is a game, and I like Green Bay. I like Jordan Love. I like Matt LaFleur, but I think Dallas gets all over Green Bay, and I think that they do it early because they know, the longer that game goes, that you leave them in there. With Dallas, that never works out well for them. So I think that you're going to see an unbelievably hot start from Dallas. Wink, wink, if you like to bet first half, Dallas might be your play there.
Okay, coming out on fire. They can keep up with what you're doing at the AB3 and driving the line. You guys are underway as well. What can people do to go find what you, Jonathan Coachman, and the team you're putting together are doing now?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go YouTube. Go to @DrivingTheLine. Go find it right there. We just did our first live video about 2 hours ago. Broke down all of the games this wild card weekend and interesting bets and parlays and things like that. So, yeah, appreciate you saying that. You go to Driving the Line right there on YouTube, and I think you'll enjoy it.
At Driving the Line, go subscribe, check it out. You will be entertained. You will be informed as well from Alan, from Coach, and the others that are joining up on the team. Alan, we appreciate the time. It is a busy time, even though we're in the middle of the college football offseason now and the offseason for many in the NFL. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be good. Take care.
Alan Bell joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. He likes the Cowboys.
I had Cowboys number 4 yesterday on the power poll.
That's where I had him.
No, you had him higher. You had him at 3.
That's right. You think Alan would be concerned to hear that he and I are aligned on the number 3 team? Behind Baltimore and San Francisco?
He'll be You'll be more concerned with your fifth team from yesterday. Who was that?
Kansas City Chiefs?
What was your fourth team?
Buffalo. Had a good list.
Yeah, that Chiefs pick, I don't know about that.
The best of the two. I had the Chiefs, Bills, Cowboys, 49ers, and then Baltimore as the favorite.
Yeah, Baltimore should be the favorite.
You had the Browns, who I'm not buying as a contender for the Super Bowl, but Flacco in the wild card round, very good. So you have the veteran Flacco against the rookie C.J. Stroud.
You got more confidence in the Cowboys or the Browns?
Cowboys.
Defense is stout for the Browns, man.
It's very good.
Very stout.
They've, with all due respect to Flacco, who deserves a ton of credit for what he's done, the team itself has gotten to this position because the defense, they've had, counting week 18, 5 different starting quarterbacks.
I was about to say it's the Cowboys, but it is also the Browns. So, the Cowboys,
but they both have difference-making guys.
For sure.
Up front, Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons.
Oh, 100%, man. Big thanks to Alan Bell, man. Happy for him and his project.
Yep.
Go support him.
Yeah, go subscribe, support what he's doing there at the AB3. That's his channel on YouTube. And then, as he mentioned there a moment ago, at Driving the Line, both handles at YouTube. We'll come back. We'll get to Nick Saban retiring at Alabama, what Alabama does next. We'll have Tennessee basketball talk this afternoon. I want to hear from you.
We'll also talk to ESPN's Chris Lowe at some point. So we're nailing down time for him. We will talk to the guy, the gentleman, the GOAT, who broke the news about the GOAT retiring. So we'll talk to Chris Lowe.
Chris Lowe broke the story yesterday and had the interview with Nick Saban today.
Yep, so we'll talk to Chris. We're nailing down on time to be able to get him on.
Stay with us as we continue here on Josh and Swain.
Is there anything more fun than streaming 99.1 The Sports Animal?
Better answer that very carefully.
I'll take that as an answer of at least one thing.
When it comes to weight loss, one size does not fit all. At Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness, powered by Nutrimost, Dr. Terry Bragg provides the educational tools you need to manage your weight. No prepackaged foods and no counting points. Dr. Bragg uses a team approach, creating a personalized roadmap to a healthy lifestyle, including food plan, supplements, and support. Most participants lose 20 pounds in 40 days. For more information, go to BraggWeightLossAndWellness.com and start living your most healthy life.
This has been a paid announcement.
I'll always remember our family vacations in the beautiful Smoky Mountains. We'd rent a cabin, Dad would take us hiking, whitewater rafting, or horseback riding. I really enjoy making this tradition a part of my children's lives.
With over 1,500 cabins, campgrounds, and bed and breakfast to choose from, Visit My Smokies is the only site you need to plan your Smoky Mountain getaway. Visit MySmokies.com. Come home to the Smokies and make vacation memories that will last a lifetime.
Ever wonder why your business doesn't show up on online search maps, but your competitors do? It's hundreds of things. Things that Cumulus Boost can identify and fix. And that's how we boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
Hey Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Powell at 865-512-7542.
Should all the acquaintance be forgot and dirty carpets too? Tyler Ivins, I can't carry a tune in a bucket, but I can tell you if you use my name, when you schedule at Zero Res, you can start 2024 off the right way with fresh, fluffy carpets thanks to our friends at Zero Res. You can pick up the telephone and you can give them a ring, 865-816-5250, and when you mention me from the Sports Animal, you're going to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a hallway cleaned for free for just $109. ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Hey, Vol Nation, get a clean start to the new year with a free car wash at Zips Car Wash. Just download the new Zips Car Wash app and unlock a world of sparkling convenience. Earn rewards, score exclusive savings, and manage your memberships all in the palm of your hand. Plus, get your first car wash free after you create an app account. Visit the App Store or Google Play from your mobile device and search Zips Car Wash and start earning wash rewards and app-only deals today. Zips Car Wash, proud sponsor of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
'Tis the season to step up your comfort and style game. Find the perfect fit for your festivities at New Balance Knoxville. Make your holiday stride a breeze with our Fresh Foam X1080, the gift of unmatched comfort for those long winter walks. And for the fashion-minded, we've got the classic New Balance 574, a timeless choice to make your holiday look complete. Keep cozy and stylish with our range of apparel that's as festive as it is comfortable, and a New Balance gift card is always the ideal present. Located in the suburban shopping center just west of Westtown Mall.
All facts, no fluff. Honest, credible sports information from two guys that know the facts. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Thanks for being with us. 99.1 The Sports Animal, also on in the Tri-Cities, AM 640. Check us out on The Sports Monster. And join us. Call or text in at 865-656-9900. Appreciate Alan Bell joining us last segment. Chris Lowe to join us. Busy today, but planning to make some time to hop on the show. Breaking the news yesterday, Nick Saban is retiring as the head coach at Alabama. You'll find all kinds of names that are on the potential candidate list from those reporting on the job. One name to cross off, Dan Lanning, a little more than an hour ago, posting a video stating that he will stay at Oregon.
I'm so glad he's staying because I like Dan Lanning, and I didn't even want to not like him if he became Alabama's coach.
He had been on Alabama's staff. He was the defensive coordinator at Georgia under Kirby Smart before becoming Oregon's head coach.
Yeah, I like the way Dan Lanning moves. I like the way he rolls. I really like him.
Which means you would not like him to roll in as the head coach in Tuscaloosa.
Correct.
I hadn't seen the video last night. Just saw it a few minutes ago. The crowd at the statue of Nick Saban. It appears that the audio is from there, of the crowd breaking into Amazing Grace.
Reminder, he's still alive.
He's at the facility today, in fact.
Yeah, he's still alive, folks.
Still there.
Now, anytime is a good time to break out Amazing Grace. It's a great song.
Wonderful song, means so much to so many people.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm not putting down the song, the setting.
The timing and the setting. Yeah. He alive. That's all. He not dead.
If you end up hanging out there for a few hours, not that you would at the statue.
Where?
Do you you meaning person in general, eventually you get hungry, right? You go open up the box of Little Debbie cakes?
Yeah. Ben McKee, Vols 247, on his way back from Starkville, stopped at the statue in Tuscaloosa. I told him to grab a couple Cokes. Next time you want to make a little Jack and Coke, man, you don't have to worry about buying them. Let the Bammers pay for it.
A little refreshment for the road trip on the way home.
Exactly. Help them stay awake. 'Cause I'm sure it was pretty late night doing work. I'm sure he's sleepy. Why spend money on an energy drink when you could just get a free Coke, courtesy of the Bammers?
Yep. For anyone confused, which would make some sense, you always have the Coca-Cola bottles at his press conference for many years, and his breakfast every day, cup of coffee and 2, I believe, oatmeal cream pies. That's kind of like, I think, his zen moment for the morning. If he doesn't have that, he's cranky.
So does he Have it or not? Because seems like he's cranky a lot.
He does that. Next to Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward. We say hello to David. David, you're on Josh and Swain. Thanks for calling in. What do you think?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a 14-time caller, but I'm a long-time listener. So just want you guys to know that.
Hey, we appreciate you.
I was going to say, people are talking about this Alabama team that a new coach comes in, or they're going to tolerate losing 2 games. I think the new coach, first of all, I think Nick Saban's the reason why this team won 11 games. I think talent-wise, they was about a 9-win team. I think Alabama's going to fall on some hard times. You go back to when Pat Summitt retired. You go back when these legends, these teams don't stay at the top. These players on that team at Alabama didn't come to play for Alabama. They come to play for Nick Saban. And I think there's going to be a mass defection. I think there's serious problems on their offensive line. I think there's serious problems with the skill players. I don't think it's a great setup for a really good coach at another place to come in and take this job, because I think they're just going to go down 3 or 4 losses. I think if somebody takes this team with 9 wins next year is going to do a good job. But do you guys see there's a chance that there's going to be a huge drop-off? And most coaches, a good coach, a really good coach is successful somewhere else, can only go down from Nick Saban. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a drop-off. I mean, I've made the point several times about great players graduating and going to the NFL and expecting a drop-off with that play. We saw that with Hendon Hooker. We saw that with Darnell Wright. You have to say the same thing with a coach of Nick Saban's caliber. So I do think it's going to be a huge drop-off. The schedule gets harder for sure with Texas and OU entering the league. But I think it's going to galvanize the boosters and the donors and support staff that, quite frankly, got a little complacent during the years because Saban had won so many championships. Remember how they got to this point. They got to this point because they galvanized at the end of Mike Shula, and they came together. They got rid of the fractions inside of the program with different boosters and donors, and they worked together. And that's why Saban was able to have the success that they've had. With him leaving, I think it wakes up everybody a little bit to get back to that. Hopefully it doesn't, but I think that's what's going to happen.
So who do you really think would leave? Who do you think the leading candidate for this job is that would leave a good place they're at? Even the guy at Washington, the boy, any of them. What kind of person? See, I think Lane Kiffin is the only guy that says, "Yeah, I'll take that job. I'll follow a legend because I'm Lane." Do you know of any other that may have the same attitude, that they're not intimidated to follow a Nick Saban?
I think for Mike Norvell, you are in the ACC. You understand kind of the issues that your school has been through. I mean, I think you heavily consider it. I think if you are, Dabo, he's already a champion. He's already won. He played at Alabama. I think that's just a natural tie. Those two, probably the two that I would put at the top now that Dan Lanning said he's going to stay.
Do those two put fear in you as a Tennessee fan?
No, but when Kirby Smart was hired, Tennessee fans laughed. I remember.
People laughed at Urban Meyer, called him the urban myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a track record with these two coaches. There was some mystery with Kirby. And I didn't think he was going to be what he is. But the good news, I think, I told somebody the other day, no matter who they hire, it's not going to be Nick Saban.
No.
So it's not going to be a drop. No matter who if they get the best coach available, they're not on Nick Saban's level, in my opinion. Thank you for taking my call, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, David, thank you.
Calling, man. We appreciate you calling.
Yeah. It's a question that everybody has to ask, including Greg Byrne. Are you ready for what comes with this job, the good and the challenge? Like Kalen DeBoer, we talked about his name earlier. It's one that's out there. It's in the top 5 or 6 names probably being talked about the most. He's Washington's head coach. He is very well thought of as an offensive coach. He is a winner. He just played for the national title, lost to Michigan in the title game. going from Washington to Alabama would be an upgrade for him in terms of the job.
Oh, hands down.
Alabama would come with a different kind of pressure as well than what he faces being the head coach at Washington.
Hands down. And is he going to duplicate what he did this year at Washington anytime soon? I don't think so.
Remember, Nick Saban a year ago before hiring Tommy Rees was very interested in Ryan Grubb, Washington's offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he said no.
Grubb decided to stay with DeBoer.
Yeah.
So that tells me something about what Saban thinks about DeBoer's offense and what he's doing.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's going to be the guy, but if I had to guess, I don't think Kalen DeBoer, if he were to accept it, would be intimidated by the position because he's a smart enough guy. He knows what comes with that job. But he would inherit a roster better overall than what he just coached at Washington.
There's just once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that you just sometimes you just can't pass down. Like, you would prefer to come in after whoever follows Nick Saban, but, like, you may not get that call. Like, this might be the opportunity for you. And there's some guys that going to a place to win that championship is not why they got into coaching. Like, they're happy where they are. Like Mike Gundy, if he was really chasing a championship,
he's a perfect example.
Like, he would have been gone. But he's happy where he is.
Yeah.
He's happy winning 9 games in the regular season, having a chance to win 10, being able to go fishing, no pressure. You don't have to deal with T. Boone Pickens. God rest his soul. He's no longer with us, but they had a little bit of a bumping of a head going on when they were when he was still alive. Like, he's king there. And some coaches are content with that. Some coaches are trying to chase that championship. They want to win that championship.
Yep.
The Brian Kellys of the world. That's why he left Notre Dame to go to LSU. He wants to win a championship. Not every coach have the same goals as other coaches.
Yeah, what do you want? If you want ultimate success, Alabama gives you a chance at that. Tennessee's one of those programs. It gives you a chance at that. LSU, Texas now coming into the SEC. But that point is true. Schedule gets tougher. The challenge of the job is there for whoever takes over to replace Nick Saban, which we will continue to discuss and invite you to join us as we do. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show on Josh and Swain.
I'm Tennessee head football coach Josh Heupel. You get all your Ball Network programming on 99.1 The Sports Animal. 13 hours of live and local Tennessee coverage every weekday. When it comes to game day, the Animal is championship level in breaking down the action. Get your Tennessee football coverage where you get insight unlike any other. No one covers the Balls like 99.1 The Sports Animal.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on The Sports Animal.
Alabama head coach Nick Saban is retiring from coaching football after the Crimson Tide won the SEC championship this season and lost to Michigan in the college football playoff semifinal. Nick Saban, widely regarded as one of the best coaches in the history of the sport. He is a 7-time national champion and never had a losing season in 28 seasons as a college head football coach. And Patriots head coach Bill Belichick is leaving New England after 24 seasons with the Patriots. He is a 6-time Super Bowl champion, regarded as one of the best coaches in NFL history, and finishes his tenure in New England with a record of 266 wins and 121 losses. Native Design and Hardscape is Knoxville's premier landscaping and hardscape designer. They're ready to turn your home or business outdoor space into reality. Your new outdoor space awaits. Native Design and Hardscape, making backyard dreams come true. Schedule a consultation today at nativetn.com. I'm Joel Silverberg.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-929-2121. That's 1-800-929-2121. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-929-2121. That's 1-800-929-2121.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Benchmark Physical Therapy, along with Dreyer Physical Therapy and Results Physiotherapy, are the leading physical therapy providers dedicated to bringing you back to your best. With more advanced certified local clinicians than anyone in the region, the Benchmark family of clinics focus on proven methods to achieve outcomes that exceed national standards. Benchmark therapists know the importance of establishing trust with their patients. With over 40 locations in the Knoxville area, there's one close to you, including Farragut, Maryville, Powell, and Sevierville locations.
They say that good fences make good neighbors, and when it comes to your privacy, Loudoun County Fence is the fencing company East Tennesseans have trusted for over 50 years. Your fence should be durable and stylish. Visit their website at lcfence.com and view all of their great options, from wood privacy to ornamental aluminum fencing. Loudoun County Fence is a family-owned and operated company with over 50 years of experience installing quality fencing in and around Knoxville. They're fully licensed and insured, and their workmanship is guaranteed. For your free estimate, visit lcfence.com.
When your business information is missing or inconsistent across the internet, search engines won't find you, and customers won't either. Help ensure customers see you and not your competitors. Boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
I remember when I was a little boy, and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman, and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy, and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well-tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. The Bed Store. Well, we'll even tuck you in.
Since 1956, Standard Kitchen and Bath has been serving the East Tennessee area with professional kitchen and bath sales and design. Family owned and operated, Larry Finley and his son Scott offer custom and affordable cabinetry lines from quality brands like Soul Design Cabinetry. From remodeling to new construction, the professionals at Standard Kitchen and Bath can help you design any space. Call 694-0068, standardkitchen.com, or stop by the showroom, Kingston Pike, next to Grayson Hyundai. They're not just selling cabinets, but designs and ideas that will transform your kitchen or bath into something you'll love.
Johnson, I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We had Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Will an internet help our sales?
Already has. Plus, Cumulus Digital helps us rank high on search engines.
Whoa, one thing at a time, Johnson.
CumulusDigital.com. This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
We are warmer with more sunshine for our Thursday afternoon, a high reaching near 52 degrees. Overnight tonight, we'll have partly cloudy skies down to 30. Increasing clouds through the day leads to showers and storms and gusty winds at times for our Friday, a high near 57, down to 29 headed into Saturday with lingering morning snow showers. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Granger.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. Rebuild your family, regain your freedom, renew your life. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group, 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
Yesterday's transistor radio is today's cell phone, but the signal is now worldwide. Stream us everywhere. 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. You're listening to Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Quite a day. January 10th, the news of the retirement for Nick Saban. Chris Lowe with that story yesterday afternoon, right in rush hour time as well.
Yeah, I was preparing dinner, and one of my buddies called me. I was like, "Did you hear what happened?" I was like, "Did Hurd commit?" Nick Saban retired. What? And then I was happy and celebrated.
Did you pop a bottle?
No. I'm not. I didn't pop a bottle, man. Probably should have. That's how I felt. I was really excited about it, but I immediately thought about the transfer portal, NIL, and new age college football contributing to him retiring. Which, hey, we complained about over the last couple of weeks. I ain't complaining today about it. Thank you, portal.
That's another aspect where I'll bet it can get crazy at times.
Yep.
Being the head coach at Alabama in this NIL portal world. It looks crazy on the outside. I bet the stories of what's happening behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis, even crazier.
It's always crazy behind the scenes at every institution.
Yeah, the saying, it's not as bad as it seems, as good as it seems, but it might be crazier than it seems in this situation.
You just never know how the sausage is made.
More texts are coming in support of your candidate list that you provided at the beginning of the show.
I told you.
Doc says, hashtag Butch for Bama. We have another text supporting Derek Dooley. Not as much for Jeremy Pruitt, probably because of the show costs. I'm sure that's why. Also a text pointing out that it's at least being shared on Twitter that Jimmy Sexton is at the Malmore Athletic Complex. I honestly don't know if he is or not. It's being said that he is. And the first response to us in the text box with that, as well as what I'm seeing online, is, hey, that's Kiffin's agent. He's almost everyone's agent. He's Kalen DeBoer's agent. He's Mike Norvell's agent. He's James Franklin's agent. And Nick Saban. So who he represents doesn't really factor in, because if you think that person is a candidate for the Alabama job, there's a good chance that person has Jimmy Sexton representing them.
Yeah. And if it's not Jimmy Sexton, it's probably someone inside of his agency.
Right.
Like Trace Armstrong, who, was Butch Jones' agent when Butch was here in Tennessee. So that agency represents a lot of college football coaches.
Yeah, so don't read anything into that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Chip said that he was singing the song from The Wizard of Oz, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead.
Well, a little bit different than Amazing Grace, but I understand the celebration if you are an SEC fan, especially one that's not a Bama fan. So this is good. The only thing that stinks is now it cements the fact that Kirby Smart is currently the best coach in college football.
Yeah, there's no doubt who wears the crown right now. Jim Harbaugh just won the title, but he's also possibly on the way out to the NFL.
But Kirby's done more than Harbaugh in the same amount of time.
Yep.
So
there are probably two conversations that took place among Power 5 competitive programs in college football among coaches. One, can this give me a raise? Two, maybe for a short list, could I get the job? Number three, can we get any of their players? It's a 30-day window those players now have opened. As the transfer portal closed, but with Saban retiring and that head coaching vacancy there's a 30-day window for players to look to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit harder to try to get that raise now, because that school needs that money to get players. So do you want a raise, or do you want us to try to use that money to help bring in some players from the players that may hit the portal? It's all about the portal, man. It's all about NIL.
Well, I thought the money comes from outside open market opportunities.
Yeah, it does too. It does too. Mm-hmm.
Aaron says, what about Kirby to the Falcons?
I don't see that.
I've seen that internet rumor. I'm going to have to see that one to believe it.
I don't think he's won enough to leave. I think he wants to run it up like Nick Saban did at Bama. And remember something, Kirby's coaching the place where he played. So I know if I was coaching at Tennessee and I won 2 championships, I would want to win 8 more.
Georgia is the current favorite to win it next year.
Yeah, I want to beat people's eyes shut. And you got to think about it. Kirby was the one getting his eyes beat when he was a player at Georgia. And now he's a coach. He's like, oh, no, I'm going to get revenge.
I love that Kirby has the exact same haircut he had when he played at Georgia. Nothing's changed.
I got the same haircut when I played at Tennessee. What does that supposed to mean, Josh?
Mine's the same I've had for a long time. It's just kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yes. There's something different about the back. That's for sure.
It's okay. Wish I was a little bit taller.
Don't
also,
worry,
wish
man.
I was a baller.
Don't worry. You on your way to Paul Feinbaum status.
What about Harbaugh to Alabama? That would be a twist.
Harbaugh don't want anything to do with college. He's about to leave the one place he played.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to Alabama. That don't make any sense.
Since Bama is a place of second chances, says Jackie in the YouTube chat, live on the Sports Animal YouTube page. Stop by and subscribe. How about Mike Shula or Dennis Franchione? I think Swain would like that one.
Is Dennis Franchione coaching anymore?
No.
Mike Shula's, I think, a quarterback coach in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him. He was coaching with the Panthers. He coached Cam Newton, I want to say, for a little bit.
Franchione last coached in 2015, 9 years ago, same age as Nick Saban. Made a run at Jason Swain. Highly touted in-state wide receiver there in Alabama.
Yeah, didn't offer enough money.
They were going to spread things out for you, weren't they?
Didn't offer actually any money.
That's why you said not enough?
Yeah. I don't think money would have made me want to go to Alabama anyways. But
So are you here to shoot down all the rumors that have existed about Alabama?
What about it?
And the way that they've been able to bring players to campus?
What do you mean?
Well, you were a top 25 guy, according to ESPN. They didn't offer you anything?
I didn't hear about an offer coming my way. So
okay,
we didn't get to that point.
To quote Eric Dickerson, what Grand Am?
Exactly. I feel like you have to get a feeling that the prospect actually wants to come to your school before you start trying to offer him money. I was lukewarm at best. So they probably didn't feel like it was worth offering money. Now, if I was a little bit more serious, but I was also serious by another school and they wanted to kind of push me over the top, then they probably would have offered something.
Okay.
Or Booster would have offered something here or there.
Why don't you step in here for a moment? One of those?
Correct.
Justin in Oak Ridge texted in, tell Swain that the parking lot at my daughter's dance studio is always full. They should have ballet parking.
No, that's cute. That's cute. That's real cute. That's a good one.
That one is good.
That's a good one.
We'll keep the laughs coming. Swain's pouring one out for Nick Saban, moving on as Alabama's head coach, retiring. As the Crimson Tide look for his replacement, we'll continue the conversation and invite you to be a part of it.
He's still alive.
865-656-9900 to join us on Josh and Swain.
There's so many reasons to experience Peak IV hydration for yourself. Peak IV hydration delivers the fluids and essential nutrients that you need directly to the bloodstream. For athletes, Peak IV hydration has sport-specific IV treatments designed to optimize your body's potential. For immune defense, they offer antioxidants as well as vitamin C and zinc, and nothing beats a hangover like Peak IV hydration. It's Peak IV hydration, 906 Sevier Avenue in Knoxville, or online, peakivhydration.com.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Ted Russell Ford, where my family has shopped over several years, buying several different vehicles. One we purchased a year ago. We did another trade-in 2 years ago. We've purchased 4 vehicles over the last 7 or 8 years at Ted Russell Ford. You can find them on Kingston Pike and Parkside Drive. And if you're looking for a Ford truck with the different options they have, from the F-Series to the Ranger, Maverick, the F-150 Lightning, they can help you find what you need. If you are interested in a Ford Bronco, Ted Russell Ford can help you. With their many different options, from trucks to SUVs, new and pre-owned vehicles, Ted Russell Ford can help. I mentioned the Kingston Pike location. Next door, they have the brand new Lincoln Vitrine. Ted Russell Lincoln can help you find a wonderful option, as they have taken luxury to an even greater level with the customer service they continue to offer at Ted Russell Lincoln. So whether it's the Ford lineup or the Lincoln lineup or different makes and models with their pre-owned selection, they're locally owned and operated. They'll help you find what you need, just as they did for me. Shop with Ted Russell Ford and Ted Russell Lincoln.
This has been a paid announcement. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
What is the greatest health hack of 2024? Transforming your water by installing an Aqua Clear water system. This is the easiest one thing you can do for your health. It begins in the shower with Aqua Clear water. You have healthier and softer skin. No scaly snake legs. Your feet and hands won't be all cracked and busted up, just soft and conditioned. And ladies, your hair will look amazing. And guys, your bald head will be even shinier. And when you taste that delicious ice cold drinking water, you'll feel safer knowing it's not full of chlorine, forever chemicals, and metals. So let's be safer and healthier this year. The only thing you have to lift is the phone and call us, or push the keys on the keyboard to sign up at our website, aquaclearws.com. That's aquaclearws.com.
Wedby Insurance is Knoxville's premier auto owners insurance agency. Since 1972, the staff at Wedby has made it a point to provide personalized, prompt, and professional service. Whether you need personal or commercial coverage, Wedby Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance can provide you with a coverage that fits your needs and your budget. For your home, your life, your car, or your business, Wedby Insurance will be there for your family. Contact them at wedbyinsurance.com. That's WHEDBEE insurance.com.
To receive breaking news on the Tennessee Vols, text the word Vols to 865-656-9900. That's VOLS to 865-656-9900.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal. Hello to everybody in the Tri-Cities as well on AM 640, The Sports Monster. 40 minutes from right now, we'll talk to Chris Lowe. He broke the news yesterday for ESPN. Spoke to Nick Saban earlier today. We'll talk to him about Nick Saban's decision, what happens next as well. Biggest story in college football. Chris Lowe broke it. We'll talk to him at 2:30 on Josh and Swain. We'll talk to you, 865-656-9900. No reporting. These were his thoughts, but Joel Klatt yesterday said, my thoughts, the list is 3 names: Sarkisian, Lanning, DeBoer. Lanning has been crossed off. Dan Lanning at Oregon, sharing earlier, he's staying at Oregon. Sarkisian's the head coach at Texas. I don't know why he would leave Texas to go to Alabama.
It's a step down. It's a step backwards. It may sound crazy for me to say that, but I think it's a step down.
I look at it like this. If Steve Sarkisian did the pro-con list, he wrote out the pros, wrote out the cons, I don't know what goes in the pro list unless there's some relationship at Texas that is sour that I'm unaware of. Other than that, I don't know what advantage he would find leaving his current situation at Texas to go replace Nick Saban at Alabama.
It makes no sense. You have a hungry group of donors and boosters that are contributing to NIL. You have a full and satisfied group of donors and boosters at Alabama. You have unlimited funds at Texas. You don't have the same expectations as you would at Alabama. You have the state of Texas to recruit. You're also going to the SEC. It makes no sense. And you have Arch Manning waiting in the wings. And you're already recruiting at a high level. Like, you don't need Alabama to win a championship.
Now, Kalen DeBoer at Washington?
He needs Alabama to probably field the same type of team he was able to field this year for Washington. Like, places like Washington, you can make a run once every 3-4 years, something like that, if you get a special player, special group of players. But at a place like Alabama, he can recruit those players every single year.
Let's say hello to Stan on Josh and Swain. Stan, thank you for calling in and hanging on. What's on your mind? What do you think?
Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the Tri-Cities.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Stan.
Yeah, it's long overdue, so we've had to endure some Jim Rome for a long time, so it was a breath of fresh air, so it's going to be a good year. Just had a question. How much impact or will ultimately Nick Saban hire his replacement? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, like what he said to Chris Lowe, I mean, he's going to be involved with Alabama. It's hard for me to imagine that he won't have some type of input or at least be asked to give his input on who the next head coach should be at Alabama. I mean, this is crazy to me, but I remember when Tennessee was getting Nick Saban's recommendation when we were looking for an AD, and that's how we got Dave Hart. I mean, think about how crazy that is. The Alabama coach is over here helping us hire AD, and we've gotten 2 coaches at Tennessee with Nick Saban ties, so Nick Saban probably talked to someone about those hires too.
Did you appreciate that help?
No. It was terrible. Terrible help. So, yeah, I think
it's crazy right now. Well, guys, welcome to the Tri-Cities. You're a breath of fresh air, and look forward to listening to you guys for a long time.
Stan, look forward to being on there. Thanks so much for calling in. We appreciate that welcome.
That's pretty cool, man.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. Bye.
On in the Tri-Cities on AM 640, The Sports Monster, continuing on 99.1, The Sports Animal. And we'll talk more Alabama, Tennessee, college football moving forward in our final hour of the show coming up, which will include Chris Lowe of ESPN joining us at 2:30. Don't miss it. We have a lot to cover over the next hour here on Josh and Swain.
It's Tyler Ivins for Flater Security Systems. Listen, I didn't mean to sneak up on you, but going with the punny joke, how often do you worry of somebody sneaking up on you when you're entering your garage or walking in the front door during a late night at work? How often are you laying in bed at night and you hear things go bump in the night? Are your kids getting home safe? Are they secure when you're stuck in traffic on the interstate and when you're doing those vacations? Who's keeping an eye on your house, both the good guys and the bad guys? Call the good guys. That's Flater Security, 544-9964 or online at flatersecurity.com.
Fellas, let Low T Center help you make the new year a great one. If you've been feeling some of the symptoms of low testosterone levels, like you've been feeling tired, you've noticed a lack of motivation and drive, you've been grumpy, maybe weight gain, loss of muscle mass, or things that you have noticed, it's time to do something about it. Low T Center, they make it easy for you to get your levels checked. It's a simple blood test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back in about 25 minutes. Low T Center is not like your typical doctor's office. It's concierge medicine for men. Their physicians specialize in treating low testosterone and they've been exclusively treating men for years with most health insurance accepted. And they have affordable and convenient treatment options, including physician-monitored self-inject treatments that ship directly to your home each month. So there's no need for you to drive to the center for those weekly visits. Now, right now, at Low T Center, it's just $25 to get your T-level tested. Make your health a priority. Make your quality of life a priority. Make it a great year. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online today. That's lowtcenter.com.
This has been a paid announcement.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
A new year and the possibilities, they're absolutely endless. Who knows what's going to happen this year? But if you find yourself needing a beautiful piece of jewelry at any time, you need my jewelry store, TK Wheeler Jewelers. TK Wheeler is located on South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge, right there next to the Outback Steakhouse. And they have been in business for over 40 years. They have been part of people's special birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations. You know, I turned 40 last year and got a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet from TK Wheeler Jewelers that can actually be customized even further, added to, so to speak. And it doesn't matter if you're thinking about popping the big question or whatever that special occasion is. In 2024, TK Wheeler Jewelers is going to take great care of you. And if you can't find exactly what you're looking for, sit down with Terry himself and let him design and build a beautiful, custom, heirloom quality piece of jewelry. It's more affordable than you would think. Special moments call for special jewelry, and that calls for a special jewelry store. TK Wheeler Jewelers.
This has been a paid announcement.
If you want a great-looking fence or secure entry gate that will stand the test of time, you need to call Stanley Fencing and Gate. Proudly serving East Tennessee since 2000, Stanley Fencing can customize your fence. Just tell Stanley Fencing your idea, they bring it to life. Offering chain link, vinyl, aluminum, wood fences. They even specialize in secure entry gates to protect your business. For customized fencing and gates backed by a warranty, choose the Stanley Fence family. Call 865-254-3844 or online at stanleyfence.com.
This is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, streaming worldwide on the Sports Animal app and website, 99.1thesportsanimal.com. 99.1 The Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by TaxSlayer. Start filing for free today at TaxSlayer.com. I can't think of a better illustration of Father Time's dominance than what we've seen in the past 24 hours. Because Father Time just racked up 3 of its biggest dubs ever. 3 incredible all-time football coaches just had incredible runs come to an end. I'm Jim Rome.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund has belonged to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Zero Res carpet cleaning's the right way to clean. ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. East Tennessee's #1 family law and divorce attorney group. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group to help your family in their hardest times. 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
Hour number 3 of Josh and Swain begins. Thank you for being with us as we continue the conversation around the end of Nick Saban's time as the head coach at Alabama. He's in the offices today. He told Chris Lowe, who will join us at 2:30. So set a reminder, no reason to leave anyway, to listen to Chris when he joins us at 2:30 here in this hour. He's still going to help with the transition as Alabama looks to move quickly and reportedly has indicated behind the scenes they want to get something done within a 72-hour period. Now, I think that's always going to be the case. You want to move as quickly as possible while also trying to get the right guy. But we'll see what Chris thinks about all of it. The end of an era, a 17-year run, won a lot of championships, SEC and national titles combined with the Crimson Tide. So respect to a guy who's considered the GOAT by many, while many fans, definitely Tennessee fans, also celebrating that they won't be facing Nick Saban moving forward.
They've already had one player decommit, which I thought it would be more, which means they probably did a really good job of talking to recruits and kind of circling the wagon a little bit and encouraging recruits to kind of wait and see before making any decisions. Or maybe they already got their chargers and it's too late to decommit. I don't know, but players who are currently on their football team, I mean, they can hit the portal since Nick Saban is retiring, and no one has done it yet. So it looks like everyone's kind of waiting and seeing who's going to be the next coach before they make a move. Marlon Humphrey, former Bama DB, who currently plays for the Ravens, tweeted out that if he was on the team, he would have already hit the portal, which I can't retweet that enough.
Did you think, hey, can we go get ourselves an offensive lineman? Now, you wanted Seth McLaughlin, who already left, but he's going to Ohio State.
Yeah, I want someone with multiple years that can, play center next year when Cooper's gone. So, yeah, that was my line of thinking. But I think there's a lot of coaches out here that are waiting to see what happens with the portal and how many players from Alabama enter it whenever they decide to finalize their head coaching position.
Oregon coach Dan Lanning saying earlier today he's staying at Oregon. We don't even know that he had an offer, that he absolutely could have gotten the Alabama job, but he used the opportunity to sell Oregon, and he's doing that now, or a few minutes ago he spoke to Pat McAfee. So he's using the opportunity to sell what he's doing at Oregon by connecting himself to the Alabama opening, saying we're ahead of the curve at Oregon, and we've got a plan. Getting your name put in the conversation for the Alabama job speaks to what we're doing here in Oregon. And said, this decision has been made since I took this job. I love what we have here. So Dan Lanning using the inclusion of his name with the Alabama job to sell what he's doing at Oregon, which I would say is a good move.
Yeah, I'm happy for Oregon, man. They've had two coaches jump ship on them.
Mm-hmm.
And, last couple of years. And now they get a coach that wants to be there. Like, they deserve that, man. I mean, those some nice fans out there in Oregon.
What were the T-shirts? We hate Kiffin too?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. I was more referring to the fans that were great hosts when Tennessee went out there in 2013.
Yeah, they brought the T-shirts to Knoxville, right, when they played here? Do I have my years mixed up? Something like that. But I think it was We Hate Kiffin too, because he was at USC at the time and had recently left Knoxville.
And the mascot helped us out when Tabor wanted to know if a duck pulled a truck.
That's right. Yeah, so Tennessee and Oregon. Nice little connection.
Yeah, for now, until it's Tennessee-Oregon battle for a recruit.
They could have been a little nicer on the field, right?
What you mean? In 13? They let us score first.
Yeah, so Tennessee scored first, and then the storm hit.
That was it. No, that was if you're talking about.
Do I have my years mixed up? But that in Knoxville.
Yeah, that was in Knoxville when the storm hit. 13 was when we went out there. And,
okay.
I think Kroom had the first touchdown, and then it was a wrap from there. That was when Marcus Mariota went crazy and won the Heisman that year. It was rough. But that was Butch Jones' first year, so you expected that to happen. Yeah, Oregon, man, they deserve to have a coach that want to stay there, and I'm happy for him. I really am. I said it before, I said it again. I'm a Dan Lanning fan. I really am.
Yep. 59-14 in 2013. Mariota threw for 456 yards.
How many yards in that game?
456.
Goodness gracious! In one game? You sure that wasn't like the Tennessee game and like the first half of the other game, the next game? It was one game? Whew. Did he play all 4 quarters? Because I don't know if he played every session.
He threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for a 5th, and then DeAnthony Thomas, Byron Marshall, and Thomas Tyner each ran one in.
Yeah, he won the Heisman that day.
And everyone listening right now is probably good with this conversation and ready to move on after this walk down memory lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. But anyways, if you're an SEC fan, you're probably happy that Dan Lanning is not coming into the conference because I think he's the next great coach. I really do. I'm ready for the dominoes. We're going to see it. Somebody has to leave their school to go to Alabama. When that happens, who fills that role and what happens to that coach who leaves, who fills that other role, there's going to be a huge domino. And I am just glad as a Tennessee fan that we're not part of it and won't be part of it for a while.
So everyone wants to know, okay, who do you think it is? Everyone has an opinion. My opinion would be a total guess. Do you have an opinion? Do you have a total guess? My total guess would be Kalen DeBoer. But I want to be clear, that's all it is, a total guess. Maybe educated based on what some other people are sharing with their opinions.
Yeah. That's a good one. I mean, if I'm Alabama, I talk to Mike Norvell.
That's a very reasonable guess if you go that route.
Yeah. I don't know if Mike Norvell has a stomach, though, to leave Florida State, but I would talk to him.
If that were to happen, how do you feel if you're an FSU fan? After you just went through what you did at the end of the season, whether they should have been in the playoff or not, they think they should be, and they should think that. And then their guy leaves to go to the program that kept them out?
I kind of hope it happens because I'm tired of them trying to sue the NCAA, trying to threaten members of the playoff committee, like trying to take legal action because they got left off. Like that's too much. Maybe they'll focus their energy and attention on finding the next coach instead of doing that. Tennessee basketball play last night.
You want to hit on that for a moment? Vols lost on the road at Mississippi State. Tennessee is one of 4 teams ranked in the top 5 to lose in the last 48 hours.
You're going to lose games in basketball in conference play. Even the really good teams do it. And Mississippi State's a good team. I thought they had the best game of the season against Tennessee. The atmosphere was what I thought it would be. The physicality is what I thought it would be. I think one thing is confirmed is that when you're playing against physical big men, it puts you in danger of losing. Because that's been the theme this year for Tennessee basketball. Hunter Dickinson, Kansas. Hunter Dickinson when he's in Michigan. Baycott, North Carolina. Edey at Purdue. And then Tolu Smith, Mississippi State. those are your 4 losses. And we'll talk to Ron Slay about this on Tuesday, but a little surprised I didn't see Estrella and JP Estrella and Phillips, at least for a couple of minutes here and there, just to throw some length. I remember Ron Slay talking about one thing that really annoyed him when he was established starter is when the opponent would bring in a young player that would just run up and down the court for 2 or 3 minutes and just throw different guys at him. And, Tolu Smith got his 4th foul when Zakai Ziegler drove to the basket late in the 4th quarter. But what if you threw some young players at Tolu Smith? Now, maybe Tolu Smith would have ate them up, but at least Jonas is not picking up those fouls, I guess. Awaka picking up those fouls. The post play was a concern of mine last year. It was a concern in the offseason, wondering if we was going to hit the portal and address that need. But Jonas took a huge step. Had some really good performances this year, had a big one against Ole Miss. And when he fouls out, man, it just puts Tennessee in a real bind.
Yep.
Real bind, man. When he fouls out, he's in foul trouble, or he played against a post player who is physically stronger and just as tall as him, and he can't use his length to block shots because they put that chest in his chest, or they put his shoulder in his chest. I mean, he's not able to get off the ground and impact shots the same way. And it's been 4 losses, and they all have that one thing in common. So got to get back to the drawing board. Obviously, you don't expect a performance like we saw from Josiah George-James and Santiago Vescovi. That's one thing that we can feel good about is, all right, guys didn't have the best shooting days offensively. But like the post defense against physical big men, that is a real concern about this team may not being a team that can reach the Final Four or Elite Eight or get as far as they want to get to. If you face a team that's built like Mississippi State early in the tournament, there's a reason to be concerned based on the 4 losses so far this season. But Kai Ziegler was great. Dalton Connect got back to his bag, doing what he does best, hitting shots, taking the ball off the dribble, finishing around the rim. Our full court defense was so awesome, creating those steals. There's a lot of really good things to pull from the game. It really is. But you got to make some corrections and come up with some ideas about what to do in the post defensively against big dudes.
Mississippi State is a quality team, and the fight back in the second half is a positive to take out of it. It is January. Every national title contender is going to lose a midweek game or a conference game on the road. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Doesn't mean you should be happy about it. Doesn't mean you can't look at the game and say, okay, some of this needs to be corrected. What you're talking about with the front court presence when the team on the other side has some real power to it, to this point, that's a huge concern looking toward the postseason.
Yeah, it is.
But every team in college basketball deals with shooting woes, deals with good players having bad nights, and losing games in conference play. Tennessee still right there at the top of the favorites in the SEC, so nobody should be happy about last night's performance. Nobody should freak out about what it means for Tennessee's chances moving forward.
No, I agree. I don't think there's a reason to freak out.
We'll come back. We'll hand out an attaboy in our next segment. We'll talk to Chris Lowe of ESPN in 15 minutes after he broke the news yesterday that Nick Saban is retiring. We'll continue on Josh and Swain.
Your odds to win 99.1 The Sports Animal's biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of Sports Animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly Sports Animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about SlamDot and how SlamDot can help you grow your business, help you reach more customers. Slam has helped so many businesses over 18 years, being locally owned and operated with an in-house team available to help their customers generate millions of dollars of revenue and profit. Slam has the results to show you how they can help you grow your business. They can help you design a website. They can help you with a digital marketing plan. When you sit down and talk to Slam you can get a free consultation up front so they can learn about your business and what your needs might be and then help determine how they can help create a plan for you. They will be honest and transparent. If they can't help you, they will help you find the resources that you might need. There's no cost, there's no risk in sitting down for a free consultation. And when you call Slam mention my name, they will help you with everything you need to know and give you 20% off a website package and 3 months of digital marketing. Call Slam at 865-238-5600, and you can go online to slamdot.com/Josh.
This has been a paid announcement. Having a tough time finding the right people for the job? Well, maybe it's time to take a second look at who you're hiring. Look beyond the wall. Unlock talent by hiring someone with a record. They did their time, and now you can take them from justice to a job. Get tax credits, training dollars, and protection bonds. The Tennessee Office of Reentry can show you how second chances work. Learn more at tnworkready.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
If you're looking for exceptional plumbing service from people you can trust, call Wilson Brothers Plumbing. Wilson Brothers can help with any size project, including commercial, residential, and new construction. Wilson Brothers Plumbing has 5-star Google reviews across the board. Customer satisfaction is the priority with Wilson Brothers. Need help with a project? Wilson Brothers can give you an upfront price that's sure to be fair. Call Wilson Brothers Plumbing at 865-415-1537 or go online to wilsonbrothersplumbing.com.
Join the Eric Haynes Show broadcasting live Monday, 9 to noon at Green Meadow Wine and Spirits at Hunter's Crossing in Alcoa, just off 129. Great selection and great prices on all liquor, beer, and wines. The Eric Haynes Show live Monday, 9 to noon at Green Meadow Wine and Spirits, Hunter's Crossing in Alcoa.
Southern Skies Music and Whiskey Festival returns to World's Fair Park on Saturday, May 11th, featuring Americana legends Old Crow Medicine Show, The Dirty Governors, Maggie Rose, and many more. And don't miss our brand new Tennessee Whiskey Experience, where you can sample spirits from across the state. Tickets are on sale now at southernskiesfest.com. From Grammy Award-winning headliners Old Crow Medicine Show to emerging local and regional acts including Amethyst Kia, Grace Bowers, and Wyatt Ellis, Knoxville's Homegrown Music Festival has something for everyone. Southern Skies is brought to you by Dogwood Arts, curated by the Dirty Govs, and sponsored by ORNL Federal Credit Union, Visit Knoxville, and Cherokee Distributing. We'll see you in World's Fair Park on May 11th. Visit southernskiesfest.com for details.
Brought to you in part by WNML, the sports animal, a proud supporter of Dogwood Arts.
It's basketball time in Tennessee. Union Place Bar and Grill off Chambliss Avenue in Bearden is the only place to be. 24 TVs, including a 160-inch video wall in the dining room, a game room with billiards, shuffleboard, darts, golden tee, buck hunter, and video poker, and a huge outdoor courtyard perfect for tailgating with beautiful scenery, a covered area, and live music every weekend. You can't lose, unless you don't show up. Union Place Bar and Grill off Chambliss Avenue. Follow them on Facebook for daily specials. Union Place Bar and Grill. This must be the place.
Johnson, I've been reading about this geofencing. Know anything about it?
Yeah, boss. We use geofencing through Cumulus Digital to help drive our sales.
How does it work?
We pick precise locations, and whenever a customer enters that location, they see our ads.
That's what I thought.
CumulusDigital.com.
When you want to get away from all the daily noise, escape to the Sports Animal stream on our app, smart speaker, or online. Text STREAM to 656-9900 for a listing of ways you can stream us. Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Josh and Swain, thanks for being with us. Tyler and Will coming up at 3 o'clock. Chris Lowe of ESPN coming up in 10 minutes. We invite your calls and texts. We'll talk Nick Saban, his retirement, what happens next at Alabama. We've not really talked about Lance Hurd today. We've had a couple of messages come in about the highly touted offensive line transfer from LSU. It has looked like a Tennessee-Oklahoma battle. Austin Price joined us yesterday from VolQuest and said that there has been good dialogue between Tennessee and Hurd. He has not announced anything that I'm aware of. He's been very quiet publicly, but all indications are trending in a positive direction for Tennessee. Tennessee needs to get offensive line help. We've talked about Tennessee needing to get a couple of guys, but Tennessee looks like it's in a really good position to land Lance Hurd, the offensive tackle with several years of eligibility. He was a freshman this past fall at LSU.
Yeah, I feel a whole lot better today than I did a couple days ago about Tennessee's ability to get players from the portal to address the offensive line. So, they can tell you all you need to know about kind of where Tennessee sits with Hurd, and you have to understand these things are fluid. Anything can happen, especially when money is involved. But I think Tennessee's in a really, really good spot, and I don't think Tennessee should slow down at all. You have opportunity to continue to host offensive linemen potentially at the same position at tackle. I say bring them all in, because I know everybody wants to play tackle because that's the position that gets you paid a lot of money because of the value. But there's a lot of dudes walking around playing tackle in college football that won't be playing tackle at the next level. They're going to be playing guard. And I can point at one dude right now that was pretty dang good here at Tennessee at tackle. Then he moved to guard, and he's one of the best guards in NFL, and he helped his team win a Super Bowl last year, and that's Trey Smith. So ain't nothing wrong with being a guard. If you're a tackle, cool. But the NFL, they're going to find out if you're a tackle or not. Like, just because you play tackle in college don't mean you're going to play tackle at the NFL level. They will move your butt quick.
Yeah, I have thought for a while that offensive guard, the most underappreciated position in football, maybe in all of sports. I think that's even more so the case now. The idea of playing guard is looked at so negatively. You got to have them. You got to have those interior guys, center and guard. But center gets more appreciation, I think. You got to have those guards.
You got to have them. Not everybody can play tackle. And I think if guys focus on just being the best they can be and being the best lineman they can be, it'll fall in place. It fell in place with Darnell Wright, who played some left tackle, but got drafted from right tackle and played his rookie season at right tackle for the Chicago Bears. So edge rushers, quarterbacks, corners, we understand they hold a lot of value when it comes to NFL contracts. Now with NIL and collegiate level. But if you're a good player, you're a good player. And if you're looking for opportunities to play, there are some here at Tennessee on the offensive line for sure.
Zach Martin of the Cowboys and Quentin Nelson of the Colts, they're the best, but they have contracts each 4 years, $80+ million. You can do quite well financially playing guard in the NFL as well. But Lance Hurd, Tennessee's in a good position at tackle. They do need help there, too. We'll come back. Chris Lowe of ESPN joins us next to talk about his news that he broke yesterday. Nick Saban retiring as Alabama's coach. We'll hand out our attaboy before the hour ends as well. With you until 3 on Josh and Swain.
When special guests call in to 99.1 The Sports Animal, you hear them on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline, stanleyfence.com.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on The Sports Animal.
Alabama head coach Nick Saban is retiring from coaching football after the Crimson Tide won the SEC championship this season and lost to Michigan in the college football playoff semifinal. Nick Saban, widely regarded as one of the best coaches in the history of the sport. He is a 7-time national champion and never had a losing season in 28 seasons as a college head football coach. And Patriots head coach Bill Belichick is leaving New England after 24 seasons with the Patriots. He is a 6-time Super Bowl champion, regarded as one of the best coaches in NFL history, and finishes his tenure in New England with a record of 266 wins and 121 losses. Native Design and Hardscape is Knoxville's premier landscaping and hardscape designer. They're ready to turn your home or business outdoor space into reality. Your new outdoor space awaits. Native Design and Hardscape, making backyard dreams come true. Schedule a consultation today at nativetn.com. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Join Tyler and Will this Friday afternoon at Oak Ridge Nissan, at the corner of Illinois Avenue and the Turnpike in Oak Ridge. Make that short 10-minute drive from anywhere to Oak Ridge and save thousands. This Friday afternoon, starting at 3 at Oak Ridge Nissan, with Tyler and Will in 99.1, The Sports Animal.
Join 99.1 The Sports Animal this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for the NFL Report. John Wilkerson and a rotating group of the Sports Animal staff discuss the games, players, trades, and injuries that make the NFL the most popular pro sport in the country. For over 20 years, the NFL Report is the place to start your pro football Sunday. This week, join the NFL Report at Bullfish Grill, 2441 Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
One dime down.
At Old Ben Franklin Mitsubishi in Oak Ridge. At Old Ben Franklin Mitsubishi
In Oak Ridge.
For details, go to oldbenfranklinmitsubishi.com. oldbenfranklinmitsubishi.com.
See dealer for terms and conditions.
Should all the acquaintance be forgot and dirty carpets too? Tyler Ivins, I can't carry a toot in a bucket, but I can tell you if you use my name, when you schedule at Zero Res, you can start 2024 off the right way with fresh, fluffy carpets thanks to our friends at Zero Res. You can pick up the telephone and you can give them a ring, 865-816-5250. And when you mention me from the Sports Animal, you're going to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a hallway cleaned for free for just $109. ZeroResKnoxville.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hey Lady Vol fans, it's head coach Kelly Harper inviting you to experience Lady Vol hoops on Rocky Top. On top of exciting basketball, we've got fireworks, light shows, on-court experiences for the kids, and more. Experience serious fun with the whole family and friends. Get your tickets at allvols.com. Pro tip, check out the special kids pricing.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly. I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
I'm super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 865-238-4799. That's 865-238-4799. 865-238-4799.
It's time to transform your old, outdated kitchen into the dream space you and your family want. Kitchen Sales can make those dreams a reality. Kitchen Sales carries the largest selection of fine kitchen and bathroom cabinetry that ranges from a more affordable line all the way up to a fully custom line. See the selection for yourself at one of their 2 amazing showrooms, Hoyt Avenue, just off Cherry Street, and in the Town and Country Circle near Best Buy. For more information, go to kitchensales.net.
Kitchen Sales, cabinets and countertops. We are the place to shop. Come on down.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Mostly sunny skies for our Thursday afternoon, a high near 52. Overnight, we fall down to 30 with partly cloudy skies. It's a WVLT First Alert weather day for your Friday. Gusty in the morning with strong winds in the afternoon, especially into the mountains. We also increase our rain chances with heavy downpours as well as we move into the afternoon. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Granger.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. In counties near or small, there's a law firm to help you through whatever is your fall. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group to guide you through your most trying times. 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
The hottest sports stories of the day broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. 30 minutes to go live on 99.1 The Sports Animal in the Knoxville listening area, as well as in the Tri-Cities. Great to be with you in the Tri-Cities on AM 640 The Sports Monster. And great to be joined by Chris Lowe of ESPN.com. He joins us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline. And yesterday broke the news, one of the biggest stories we've seen in college football, Nick Saban retiring as Alabama's coach. Chris, thanks for making time for us. I know it's been a busy 24 hours for you with the story yesterday, as well as talking to Nick Saban today about the decision. What do you think led him to make the call to announce his retirement as Alabama's coach?
I don't think it was any one thing. I think this is something this is sort of a process he's gone through the last couple of years with his wife after the year, just assessing where they are in their lives and their career, his career, and what made sense, what didn't. And, I had a chance to talk to Nick this morning. He said, listen, I'm 72 and, putting in 14-hour days at 72 is harder than it was at 62. And felt like it really wore on him this year, and then maybe he couldn't do it the way he wanted to do it and give the kind of commitment that he wanted to give to the players. He only knows one way. A lot of coaches are like that, but he's like that times about a million. He's not going to scale back and sort of maybe bring somebody else in to help him with this or other details. He's going to be hands-on. He's going to recruit. He's going to travel around the country. He's going to be out on the practice field every day. He's going to be in every morning. Heck, today's his first day of retirement. He's back in the office at 7:20. So I just think he felt like that in his words, it was time for him to move on. And I don't think he had completely finalized his decision until he got back on campus after going to Florida. But, as he interviewed coaches and individual players, I just think it became more apparent to him that, it was best, as he said, to let somebody else come in and take it over. And he doesn't do anything. He's just one of these guys who's pretty meticulous about making decisions. And he said this is a carefully thought out deal. I think it's entered his mind the last year or two as he's gotten a little bit older. But I think this year he was really happy with the way this team improved and went from being a team that, could have lost 3 or 4 games to being a team that got in the playoff and was an overtime loss away to Michigan to playing in the national title game. And, people say, well, why do you think he didn't want to stay and hang around and chase another championship? Nah, that's just not the way he's wired. And he'd always told me, that when he did quit, he wanted to make sure enough quality of life left to do the things after football that he wants to do. And I think that's, again, another reason that it's now. And it's no secret. He didn't like this. He didn't like the fact that, there's no uniformity, that NIL has turned into pay for play, that the portal is players moving around, multiple times, in particular the tampering that goes on. And he just, that's not his cup of tea. But it is, again, as he told me, I asked him about that this morning. He said that is not a reason that he's leaving. He said that did not drive me out. He said, was I frustrated by it? Yeah, but name me a coach who's not. We've adapted. We continue to win in this era, even with, some of the stuff in football he didn't like. But at the end of the day, he just was ready to walk away from football. And it's a day that, honestly, having known him for 20 years, I guess I knew it was coming, but, when you're around him and you cover him, you think he's going to be coaching football forever. But I guess nothing lasts forever. And now the SEC will change a ton without him coaching in the league.
Chris Lowe, ESPN, with us. How involved do you think he'll be in Tennessee, but Alabama going out and hiring the next coach?
Well, I think it's going to be, again, things change, but I think it's going to be Norvell or DeVore. I think it's one of those two guys. Now, somebody like Sarkisian, a long shot, potentially, maybe. But it's not going to be Dabo. It's not going to be Dan Lanning. It's not going to be Lane Kiffin. I think they'll talk to other people. I think D'Amico Ryan's a guy that they're certainly going to gauge his interest, and they should. I think Mike Loxley's another guy that they'll probably talk to. Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator there at Notre Dame, was his first year this year. But if you ask me right now, and again, I know how fluid coaching searches can be, I would say that the top two right there at the top of the list are Mike Norvell or Rob DeVore, two really good football coaches who had excellent years.
What is next for Nick Saban? Does he want to be involved in what happens, however the transition is in the sport of college football, with all that he's talked about, what he likes, what he doesn't like? What's next for him related to the sport?
Yeah, he's going to have a presence, told me, there at the university, whether it's special assistant to the president or ambassador or whatever. And I don't know how detailed or that will be, but he certainly wants to stay involved. As he told me, listen, this place has been great to me. I want to do anything I can help in this transition. He's not going to be there in the office every day looking over people's shoulders. That's not who he is. But I do think he will be a resource for them in every way. And I do think that during this search, and I don't think this Alabama search is going to take a whole lot longer. I'd say they'll have somebody in the next few days. He will be someone that they're going to lean on. But he's not going to be out. He's not out there spearheading the search. I heard somebody say the other day, well, he'll be the one to name a successor. No, that's not the way it's going to work. Will Greg Byrne and the powers that be at Alabama lean on him and get his advice and ask him about, hey, have you coached against this guy? Have you recruited against that guy? What do you think? Yeah, absolutely. And I think Nick is and will be more than willing to be a resource for him. But I think if they ever hire a commissioner for college football, Josh, we ever get to that point, and I think probably we will at some point, where there's just a big conglomerate of teams playing in one big conference or two big conferences, and they have to have a guy that's sort of the voice of college football. I think Saban would be great for that, and I think he would be interested. He's told me that he wants to see college football not only with more uniformity, but with a voice that sort of carries and resonates around all of college football. And there's not all these different, all the differences that we see now in college football. And whether it's the NFL questions or the portal questions or the recruiting calendar, which also drives coaches crazy. I think that's something that if they ever came to him and we get to that point, which again, I think we will, I could see Nick being someone who would be interested in that.
Chris Lowe, ESPN, had the report yesterday, the news, Nick Saban retiring as Alabama's coach. Swain, you're shaking your head, by the way, over there.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see Nick Saban as a commissioner. I'm good on that. I think he would be a good commissioner. It's just hard for me as a Tennessee guy to see a former Bama coach being a commissioner like that. That would not help me sleep well at night at all. I just no, sir. Don't want to see it at all.
Probably Auburn fans would feel the same way.
Yep.
LSU fans, all the teams he's beaten up on for 17 years, would probably all feel the same way. But you got to work somewhere, and we all got to go to school somewhere. But to me, it's got to be someone. It better be a football-centric person. someone who has coached, who understands, who's recruited, who gets all the, I go back to the committee that was part of going down the whole road of NIL, and I think there was one or two football people in the room, David Cutcliffe being one of them. I think he told us this story, Swain, on the show when he was on The Nation with us a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And they're like, well, yeah, this is something. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go. Collectives and kids can make money on their name, image, and likeness, which they should, by the way. But this will not be in any way, shape, or form used as a recruiting tool. Well, what person who's ever coached or recruited in football thought that was even remotely would be the case? So they need football people making football decisions. I'm not saying all decisions, but certainly guys who've been around the sport and coached in the sport and have been there every day, boots on the ground, recruiting and coaching, to be involved in some of the changing landscape of college football. So I vote Swain. Listen, Swain didn't want an Alabama guy in there. I vote Swain. Here are my top three. If you go Tennessee people for that job, Swain, Peyton Manning, and Austin Price.
Oh man.
Well, Swain would get let's call it the CEO role. I think Peyton would be a good vice president.
Wow. Executive
VP to Swain.
Wow. Y'all are goofy.
And then Austin could carry a number of hats around in the organization.
Gosh.
He's built for it. Chris, anything stand out as you reflect here in the last day since you reported the news and you've had a chance to talk to Nick Saban? You've covered him for so long. When you think about the impact on the sport, the change moving forward? I mean, the Alabama job is as big as it gets in the sport, and who they hire is going to have a great impact on what happens next, too.
Yeah, and what kind of patience they have with whoever the next guy is. Because you guys know what's like going in behind Nick. I mean, good grief. I can't imagine, what that's going to be like for anybody. And, does the guy come in for 4 years and take him to the playoff a couple of years, and maybe miss it 1 year, maybe lose to Auburn, gasp a year or two, and go 30-99 over 4 years or 41-9. They say, you know what, it's not good enough. We're moving on. So that to me will be fascinating, is not only who they hire, but what kind of patience they have. And because that fan base, you talk about spoiled, that fan base has been unbelievably spoiled. And I'm not saying they're not grateful. I know a lot of folks, and I know tons of great Alabama fans and boosters over the years. But when you have a run like that with a guy like that, the guy, a coach, I don't know who will ever see a coach like that in their lifetime in college football. You don't take it for granted, but then again, you sort of do take it for granted. And coaching still matters. I mean, recruiting, coaching, developing, and he was all those things. So I want to see, Josh, just what that aftermath is going to be like. The patience, just how he is the next guy given a quote-unquote stroke to set it up and do it exactly the way Nick did, because not many coaches get that stroke. Not many schools are willing to do that, but they did for Saban, and look what it brought him. When the next guy get that stroke. So those are all some of the things that I will be watching for going forward. And how does it shape the SEC? I mean, Kirby's got it going at Georgia. Is this an opening now for a Tennessee, for an Ole Miss, for an LSU, for anybody to jump up in there and be that second dog behind Georgia?
Is Nick aware that there's fans at his statue acting like he passed away or something, dropping off Coke bottles and teddy bears, and I saw like a plastic duck, Monster Energy drinks, like candles lit, like flowers. Does Nick know that people are reacting like he's passed away or something?
I'll tell you how oblivious he is to stuff like that. When I talked to him today, he told me, he said, "I'm not even going to do a press conference. I don't want to. I just want to move on. I want to do here. I got to top some loose ends here in the office." A lot of coaches, Swain, say they don't pay attention to this or that, or they don't read stories. Yeah, they always know what's written about them, but they say they don't. Saban's really like that. Unless his wife says something to him about it, or his daughter or one of his assistants puts something on his desk about the kind of stuff we were talking about or whatever it is, he's such a tunnel vision guy that, I mean, he really doesn't know. So probably no. I doubt very seriously he knows about that. He's probably thinking about, the next Mercedes dealership he's going to buy or where he's going to go. He's bought a couple golf courses. I mean, he's been pretty involved in business deals like that. So I think the last thing on his mind is, some guy out there at a statue, putting a shrine around his statue. But when's the last time? I'm trying to think the last time he coached this legendary and this beloved by his fan base has just sort of quit. It had not really been completely expected. Remember, Mike Krzyzewski did sort of a victory tour.
Yeah.
He announced he was going to resign. He coached that year and he was gone. I mean, you guys helped me. When's the last time a guy?
Yeah. Roy Williams?
Yeah, Roy's was kind of abrupt, wasn't it, at UNC just a few years ago?
Well, yeah, that would be comparable. And yeah. I don't know that Roy's career rises to the level of Nick's, but it's at least in that zip code.
Yeah.
But in football, I can't think of one in football. And I know I missed somebody to me. Spurrier quit in the middle of the season at South Carolina. I mean, you guys tell me. Who am I forgetting?
Yeah, it's rare. It feels like it's more often a Belichick-type ending, which we see today where there's speculation leading up to it, where it's all everybody's talking about.
Yeah, that's the other thing I admire about Nick is he goes out at a time when they're still on top. He's got a good football team coming back. The program's healthy. It hasn't dipped. I mean, I know a lot of people in week 2 or week 3 were saying he was done. He lost his fastball. And Alabama was going to have an awful year. But, I mean, that's happened a couple times over the last 5 or 6 years, it seems. But, this really comes across to me as a pretty selfless move. It's not because he's afraid they're going to go 8-4 next year. And I know the Rose Bowl loss was disappointing, but he really goes out at a time when he's on top. And very few coaches. I remember talking to Bill Snyder about this at Kansas State. Even a guy like that who brought that program up from the ashes was sort of forced out at the end. I remember him telling me a few years ago when I visited with him there in Manhattan, Kansas, he said, Chris, very few of us, very, very few in this business go out the way on our terms or the way we want to. So, yeah, this is a unique deal that a guy like that who's been there as long as he has goes out this. When do you think – I mean, Kirby may be the answer to this, but how many guys will coach at one school in the SEC for 17 straight years? Again.
Yeah. I would predict no one, and then if it happens, I'll tip my cap and be surprised because what a run it would be. But it's unmatched. It's unmatched, especially in the evolving college football world that we're in. As big of a story as we've seen in a long time. Chris, we're running out of time, so we'll let you go. But we appreciate you making time, as always, but especially today after the big story you broke yesterday. Thanks so much for joining us today.
The real Hollywood. Thanks, Chris.
You bet, guys. Take care.
ESPN's Chris Lowe had the story yesterday, and you can read it today after he talked to Nick Saban at ESPN.com. We come back for our final segment of Josh and Swain.
Skincare is self-care, and with daily beauty steals of 50% off during Ulta Beauty's Love Your Skin event, I can find everything I need to make loving my skin a daily practice, from brands like Osea, Lancome, and Tula. And I can shop weekly skin and wellness deals of 30% off more must-have brands. Plus, see what's new from brands like Bubble and in select stores, Sol de Janeiro and Ulla Henriksen. Hurry, event ends January 20th. Shop in store, online, or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is John Wilkerson, and I'm with Whitney, co-owner of Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, voted one of Knoxville's best heating and cooling companies 7 years in a row. What's new with Pipe Wrench, Whitney?
Well, John, Pipe Wrench proudly installs and services York-branded heating and cooling systems, along with other major HVAC brands you know and trust.
In addition to installing and servicing York heating and cooling units, Whitney, how else can Pipe Wrench help folks stay warm?
Great question, John. Pipe Wrench offers maintenance and repairs on all major brands, free second opinions on repairs and replacements, and we offer free on-site estimates for replacements. We offer 0% financing on new units with approved credit and with our 10-year warranty on parts and labor. Homeowners won't have to worry about spending a cent on unexpected repairs for years to come.
Call Pipe Wrench today, 865-264-8090, or book online at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier with Frazier's Carpet One. With interest rates reaching their highest in 20 years, Frazier's is primed and prepared to help you get those new floors without stress and anxiety. We make it easy with no money down and free financing for 18 months. That's what 70 years and 4 generations of expertise and relationships can do, and we do it to help you. Plus, as always, free in-home estimates, free in-home shopping, and free in-home design consultation. We'll bring the best-selling carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile, and more to you, all with no money down and free financing for up to 18 months. Call Frazier's today at 546-4850 for a free in-home estimate. Everything for the floor from the store you trust more, Frazier's.
Wow, these bank fees are flat out ridiculous. And forget about trying to get a car or home loan. So, who do you do your banking with, Sharon?
Me? I don't.
You don't use a bank?
No.
So what do you, like, save your money under a mattress? Bury it in the backyard? Or maybe you borrow from some rich relative when you need a loan?
No, nothing like that. I do credit unioning.
Wait, what? Credit unioning? What the heck's that?
It's kind of like banking, but so much better. Especially if you use Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union.
Need a home loan to buy, build, or remodel the home of your dreams, but not sure what loan option is right for you? Alcoa 10 can help. Their lending team can assist you in finding the solution that best fits your needs. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the clear choice. Your less red tape banking alternative. Go to atfcu.com for details. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
4 out of 5 sports fans listen to Tennessee football talk on the Sports Animal stream. The 5th is an Alabama fan, and he can't listen to anything since the batteries died at his transistor radio in 1981.
From the Budweiser studios of the Sports Animal, we are 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Back for a final segment of Josh and Swain. We will race through like a Jason Swain 40-yard time as we've gone long in the last segment. Big thanks to Chris Lowe for joining us with the story on Nick Saban of ESPN. You can go back and podcast that anywhere you get your podcast. Search Josh and Swain. We hand out an attaboy first thanks to Native Design and Hardscape, nativetn.com.
Kevin Ford, the Burger King veteran who went viral for never missing a day of work in 27 years and inspired folks from all over the world to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to him. He just bought a house using those funds. So there was a TikTok, Instagram video that posted where he thanked everyone. 27 years at the same job. People saw what type of person he was and got together, raised money to allow him to be able to buy his first home. So he was able to do that. Attaboy to everyone involved.
The stories that really matter. Thanks to Native Design and Hardscape, nativetn.com, 865-310-3256. It's a brief power poll. We have the Josh and Swain top 3 candidates to replace Nick Saban. D'Amico Ryans, he would be an unbelievable hire. He did too good in the NFL for them to be able to probably hire him, but an Alabama player now with the Texans. Kalen DeBoer, number 2. Mike Norvell, number one.
Yep, for sure.
The Josh and Swain list, the Power Poll presented by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, your less red tape banking alternative. We'll see you tomorrow at noon on Josh and Swain as Tyler and Will take over next.
How wrestling really works and how you get the ratings. Eric Bischoff and Conrad Thompson explain on 83 Weeks.
I mean, I dig Jey Uso because he's born out of great storytelling and he lived up to the opportunity and exceeded it. The LA Knight, he's way up on my list because here's a guy that spent